What's up, Left Bank? Jesus Christ. Looks like that stupid Hossbot is out in force. Let's see. Berry, gigantic, quill, air, guarantee, shame, pickle, carriage, mug, purpose, discreet, rough, pets, wobble, tiger, tin, scary, and measure. All Hossbot name modifiers. Hey, thank you, Savage. I don't know, made it about like 7 months ago or something like that. But I hate video editing and shit like that, so I'm gonna ride that fucking pony until its legs fucking quit on me. Let's just put it that way. I hate doing video editing and that sort of shit. Let's see. Let me mark off some of these Discord. I had a new Hoss. It was like grunked and stuff. Yeah. Left Bank, how was your stream? What'd you guys get up to? Sounds like somebody wants rough pets. Guys, I just gotta get this shit to heal. I got offers on the table. I just gotta get this shit to heal now. I'm not kidding you. Fucking, they're lined up right now. They're stacking. They're stacked. But homie's out of commission. It's fucking ridiculous. I swear. Hey, non-binary. Just a tangent about politics and imperialism on Left Banks. Nice. I had a few offers. Yeah, I got one this weekend for sure. And maybe two. Don't know if I'm in for number two. He's looking for a thing. I got threatened with violence by a guy on the bus. So I emailed his employer. Jesus Christ, non-binary. Fucking just gloves off right out of the gate. I love it. I appreciate it. Fucking Kez, look at me. So Jesus Christ, skeptic. I'm pretty sure I gotta pull that. That was fucking TOS as shit, skeptic. I don't know how you meant it, but I'm just gonna pull it just to be safe. So yeah. I made a decision today. I hate to speak in vagaries, but I'm gonna speak in vagaries. And the two people in this room who know what the fuck I'm talking about, just shut your fucking mouths. Squid. Right as I get into some personal shit, right? Skitty! How was your stream? How'd you guys do? I fucking made, either way, just let me get this done. How's your fucking stream? I made a decision today, like straight up. I figured something out about my own psyche too in the process. I know, like, I don't know how many of y'all have ever had like a life-changing decision that you, not like being forced on you, just like path A or path B. And there's no going back on the path, right? Like it's just irreversible. Path A, path B. Take your fucking pick, right? And I made my path decision, and I figured something out about my own psyche in the process that I know, because I was uncertain about my own uncertainty. How do you know when you're certain about something? How do you know when you're sure? Right? Like, especially if you're somebody like me who has that like 1% doubt thing that I constantly like is fundamental to my philosophy and my worldview, right? How do I know I'm certain about something, right? So today I figured something out. Impatience. I know I've made up my mind when I get impatient. Once the decision is made, I start... I'm ready for it. Just let's get this shit done, right? Let's get the ball rolling. The instant I get impatient about a decision, I know I've made the decision. So I made a decision. Now I just got to raise some fucking funds. It's a weird feeling for me because I'm basically on a retiree's budget, right? I got a fixed income and my rent has gone up and I've got the fucking folks now. And so now I need to raise money and I don't want to go back to fucking work. So it's a weird thing for fucking Kai to be in. It's like, oh, I need money and like I need extra money in addition to what, and like I don't want to, it's a whole fucking thing. But you know, yeah. Please, Karina, it ain't gonna be a fucking fun trip. Let's just put it that way. It's gonna, anyway, before I say too much. Having a great night tonight, Squid says. There's just a healthy part of self-evaluation this environment brings that helps promote growth, which is amazingly on topic to what you're experiencing. Kez, but the impatience. The impatience has kicked in. I want this shit done. I want it booked. I want it done. I want it done now. Like, that's how my brain works. I'm an impatient son of a bitch. But do I want a hand holder? I mean, it'd be... I can't talk about this on air. I can't talk about this on air. There is a conversation to be had between those that know. Freelance for less than 1 year to make it. I mean, freelance for a fucking... but I'm not going back into IT. I'm not going back into IT. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. Well, I mean, then three of us can have a fucking combo. But either way, there's some interesting details. But that's neither here nor there. Well, isn't it financially better if your fam living in the house, considering they might be able to contribute to the rent? And then again, I don't fucking know, dude. I'm just guessing. It puts ease on certain ones and then strains other things. Skeptic. It's kind of a wash across the board, to be perfectly honest. Cody Cato, thank you for the follow. You're not becoming an edgelord, are you? Nonsense? No, I am definitely not becoming an edgelord. I mean, any more than I already am. Fucking, you know, right? But no, I'm not becoming an edgelord. Also emailed my friend, who's a journalist, and made the point that I have a compromised immune system, so I can't get COVID. I have a cold. That's my compromised immune system. Fair enough, non-binary. Skeptic, a wash across the board basically means that, like, all things considered, it basically nullifies. It doesn't matter. You make a gain here, you make a loss here. It just equals out. Hey, Puka. How you doing, Puka? Thank you, Kaz. You know, I'm fucking nervous as all hell, right? Like, ain't no turning around on that one, but, yeah. I figured out my own brain. I know I want it. So. Sorry if that blew out somebody's ears. That was pretty loud. Sorry about that. Hoss 00312 shame is now following the proudly radical bot. I mean, yeah, right? It ain't no small fucking decision. Either way. Pop my eardrum. Some sounds irritate me. I don't know why. Research stream. Interesting. That's fascinating. How old is your account, Research stream? That's fascinating that if that's a even relatively new account. I'm sorry about that, Research. Created 7 hours ago. Okay. That even goes to, like, at one... sorry. I'm going to be super suspicious of you. Just new accounts. It is what it is. But yeah, the fact that that wasn't taken, right? Like that. Yeah. Right. Like, I know I was amazed. How has that not been taken? That's weird. That's weird to me that hadn't been taken already. Either way, interesting. And welcome. Are you new to Twitch or are you just new account? Christine, 10. Hello, what is the topic conversation for this stream? I'm sussy as fuck. No worries. Fair enough, Research. I respect it. The topic of discussion right now is just show warm up and me talking about some shit with a couple of members of my community that know what's up and getting some shit off my head. Other than that, if you got anything that's bringing existential dread into your life right now, feel free to bring that topic up. That is the stream title. Now serving existential dread. I I come and go with Twitch. I play Foxhole and came back because Summit, a huge streamer, was playing it. Oh, Jesus Christ. I had it the way, the hair and everything. You know what? It's going on the hat. It's going on the hat. There. Existential dread, the fuel. Well, there was my mom's coworkers. Yes, that's kind of existential. Sorry, CJ Brown. Yo, what's happening? We're just fucking starting the show and somebody has redeemed some cat ears, so I'm fucking wearing cat ears now. Hurricane Ida cleanup. Oof. Where are, I mean, I'm gonna ask, you don't have to answer, where are you and how bad is it? And to what degree does it directly affect you, or is it just sort of a mutual aid community issue for you? And yeah, Caboose, I don't know if Caboose minds me sharing this or not, but Caboose's mom got fucking, well, you posted on the Discord server, so fuck off. I'm gonna share it. It's fair game at that point. Go ahead. Caboose's mom got exposed to COVID. Thankfully, she, his father, and Caboose all are vaccinated. But yeah, a couple of the fucking, but my freedoms co-workers of his mom's fucking no mask, no vaccine caught COVID. And did I get a redemption for a twirl redacted already? Dude, redacted, I don't even have, work with me, I'll do it. Redacted, remind me in, I don't know, a little bit. I'll do it, but I gotta brace up. I don't have the brace on right now. Couple of the fucking my freedoms got do you need horse paste? Yeah. And fucking exposed his mom, so now he and his dad both have to look out for symptoms and shit. Even though they're vaccinated, it could break through, so you know that shit's always weighing on your mind. Hey, Cayenne Cat in the Hat mode. Yeah. Hey Gemma. I'm actually halfway decent. Body's a little fucky, but the body's always a little fucky, right? Like that's what the deal with chronic illness is. But made a small, I'm gonna just underplay this fucking for y'all too. Made a small decision. And so now I'm just sort of trying to move things ahead. All right, trying to get things done. And it all takes this. You know, it is what it is. It takes this. So now I got to focus on this a little bit. It's a pain in the ass. Chronic pain is a cunt. I can. All right. Somebody answered me. Chris, I am in Louisiana. We have downed trees, broken chicken coop, and shingles everywhere. Oof. One of our regulars, one of my mods, a longtime contributor to the community, Cassidy, is down in Louisiana with you. And they've got like the backyard farm and all that sort of thing, but luckily they weren't in the path and they didn't get hit. They're a little north. So they became a refuge for people from down south, actually. She opened her house up. She and her husband opened their house up, partner, I should say. Opened their house up to refugees, basically. So I feel you on that one. Can I tell the kid's dad he won't say anything? I'm excited for you. I'm iffy on that, Kez. I'm iffy on that one. We got hit by a category 4 direct hit by the coast. Oof. That's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a fucking cleanup for a while. Added 40 pages. I'm having a reasonably low pain day, which I'm calling a win. Yeah, girl. Caboose, there's a hurricane out there that's named after me. Well, way to fuck up the world, Caboose. Okay, so low pain for Gemma. Added 40 pages to a business document so far today. Lots of cut and paste format. My brain is leaking out my ears. Dude, Gemma. Yeah, that's a thing. That's you start going cross-eyed and shit on that one. Thankfully, we gained power last week. Hey, Chris, how long were you without power? That's a few weeks, right? I haven't hit land yet, and there's a chance I won't. Oh, caboose. I'm actually reading to help my girlfriend with homework, and the example her book uses for general reciprocity is how kids don't pay attention to which houses get good Halloween. I'm like, yeah, we did. Yeah, that's a terrible example, research. That's a terrible fucking... Who wrote that? Whoever wrote that wasn't a kid who went trick-or-treating. I'll tell you that. That's some shit you know. You may not know who the author is, but you know whoever wrote that fucking line did not trick-or-treat as a kid. That's some shit. Oh, kids don't pay attention to which houses have the good candy. Are you fucking stupid? They got that shit mapped. I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a Google Maps document these days, fucking mocked up for some of these neighborhoods. All right. Well, that's poorly written. You got theater kid energy. I was a theater kid amongst many other things. Yeah. 2 classes of drama a day for 4 years, plus a touring repertory company. Yeah. And you know, mock trial, speech and debate, constitutional issues, teen court, contemporary issues where we discussed and debated that as whatever was in the newspaper that day. Plus I was an independent consultant and a firearms trainer. So right, I'm used to performing in front of a crowd. So yeah, a lot of some sort of grown theater kids. And my energy's correct today, CJ. Like some days it's just, you know, you got that fucking low energy and it wouldn't be as obvious, but right now it's pretty obvious. The book is Perspectives, an open intro to cultural anthro or something like that. I'll throw that. You know what? If I remember research, I'll be sure to like consult our community anthropologist. He's a professor of anthropology. We have a community anthropologist. We've got people in our community for just about everything. And so I'll throw that at Rabbit and see what he has to say about that book. See if it rings a bell. Man, we attract a lot of educated people. I like educated people, Caboose. I like lay people. I like everybody. I like lay people, but I like educated people. I like people with a fucking niche. What's chud energy? First thing that happens, CJ, they walk in and they fucking point out that like, you've got painted fingernails. Why is your fucking nails painted? Are you queer? Chud energy, right? Fucking first words out of their mouth. Some shit about like, you know, trans issues or like the problem with women today or Trump 2024. Chud energy. Nonsense. Yeah, you seem bouncy today. Yeah, I figured some shit out, right? Like nonsense. Like, you know, you get you figure yourself out a little bit. You know, you get a little glimmer of insight. You get some shit done. I managed to save the fucking like the family accounts probably $1,200 to $1,400 today. Well, and machine repair for the distiller. I mean, that's another thing. I probably managed to save my house $2,500 to $2,600 today. That would have been going out the door one way or the other. And I figured some shit out about me intrinsically as a human being. And, you know, yeah. So the nails still really seem to piss him off for some reason, often more than the skirt does. I know, right? Chud energy is burning coal, so nobody, rolling coal, yeah, right? Nobody will notice you want to be smoking pole. Toxo. Fucking Toxo knows what's up. And yeah, y'all see that fucking douchebag in Texas that ran over like 6 bicyclists because this dumb fucking teenager wanted to roll coal and blow smoke on him, and the fucking cops didn't even charge him. They just let him fucking go. They just let him walk. Like, it's just like, yeah, sure, you just mowed down 6 people because you wanted to cover them in, like, unburned fuel soot. Yeah, boys will be boys. What the fuck? I mean, Jesus goddamn Christ. I work with someone like you. What is someone like me, CJ? I'd love to hear that description. Meanwhile, some guy's going to jail over 47 cents. Yes, he is. Fucking love those 3 strike laws, don't you? Justice system seems fair. I wonder whose kid he is. Gemma, that's exactly what somebody else I was talking to asked. They're like, whose fucking kid is he? Honestly, I don't think he's somebody's fucking kid. I think this is just Texas being Texas. He's a fucking white teenager, and he ran over a bunch of bicyclists with a big jacked up fucking truck blowing smoke out the side. I think Texas probably was like, you know what? We approve. Fuck those hippies. Yeah, exactly, Crystal. Could just be Texas. Like, that's the issue, is at the end of the day. Could just be Texas. Sounds like something Winter would do. One group, then he did it again, the second group, which he hit. So research, what you're saying is we should be thankful that he only hit one group of bicyclists and not 2. Okay, count your blessings. Got it. Probably ribbed for your pleasure. I mean, Cyber, if I keep fucking piercing it up, yeah, it will be. I remember reading a case about an 80-year-old man who went to jail for stealing $2 from the store. He wanted to get arrested because the healthcare was covered. Yeah, Skeptic. There's been a few of those incidents over the years. There was even one of the funnier ones was, what's up, Versa? Oh, boo, boss. That sucks. I remember some like old married boomer dude who wanted to get away from his wife, so he like held up a bank. Yeah. But it happens all the fuck time. Homeless people just like, you know, need in off the fucking street when it's dead of winter in Buffalo, New York, and you can literally freeze to death where you stand. So what do? You go fucking like, you write out a fucking note that says, give me all your money, and you fucking hand it to a bank teller. Congratulations, you're doing 5 to 10. Right? Now you got 3 square a day, even though they're shit. At least you got 3 a day, and you got a roof over your head and a fucking blanket. Job done. America. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Samurai. Land of the free. Exactly. What do you think of Bookchin? I read into social ecology. I'm a fan. Murray had trouble. Okay, so social ecology is fine, right? Murray is, yeah, I'm talking about him familiarly, like I fucking know the guy. But I mean, I've been an anarchist for long enough and talked to theory heads and shit like that, right? There's sometimes I get familiar. Murray started life as a Marxist-Leninist back in the 60s, and he never stopped being one. Bob Black successfully called his punk ass out towards the end of his life, and you started to see the facade drop, and you saw that like centralizing authoritarian communists start to come out again, and you really noticed it later on in his life. Now, with that being said, that caveat, Murray was a closet authoritarian communist. Just know that about him. He managed to keep that shit on the DL for like a few decades, but it did come out in the end, right? With that said, Murray is responsible for bringing environmentalism and consideration of a greater ecological concern and into anarchism and weaving it into the framework. And for that, I am thankful and grateful. His contributions are noted and appreciated as such. But you know, underline it with understand who he was inside and contextualize that correctly. But as I said, I truly appreciate the fact that Murray managed to get like a bunch of Vermont hippie anarchists, environmentalists in on the cause. And as a Vermont hippie at heart, anarchist / environmentalist, right? Like there's true love there. But I prefer reading Bob Black's takedown of Bookchin more than Bookchin himself probably these days. But yeah, no, I think it's good reading. I think it's necessary reading for many people. I think it's in the pantheon of, I don't want to say required literature for anarchists, but definitely appreciative of it existing, and it is worth reading and taking away what you find valuable. I mean, this is how you build ideologies, philosophies, and belief systems, right? Like, take the pieces that resonate with you and leave the rest. He's worth reading. There's some good ideas in there. And it's worth fucking reading. But as I said, I will forever be suspicious of that man. All right, let me scroll back a little bit. Oh, thank you, Cyber, and thank you, Kazi. Original Bookchin, cool Bookchin at the end of life. Original Bookchin, cool Bookchin at the end of his life. Green tanky. Yeah, basically, that's a really good way to put it. Fucking skeptic. Other than weary and brain fucked, antidepressants are working for now, and shit's getting done. Rock on, Gemma. Glad the meds are working, for the time being at least, right? Really into the science of free association. I like dialectical naturalism. Versa, fair enough. If you like the science of free association, then you're going to want to do power dynamic analysis. In that case, you're going to want to read some Foucault, as, again, problematic as he is in some regard. Foucaultian power dynamic analysis is pretty much necessary for understanding post-anarchism. And following your reading of Foucault, you're going to want to read some Newman, Saul Newman. So there you go. Versa, I can point you in a direction if you're really interested in the sort of like free association and how power networks are constructed and interpersonal relationship, that sort of thing. I can. Skeptic. Yeah, he was. He was. I mean, I don't want to be the libertarian in the room. I'm going to be the meme, right? He wasn't a pedophile, it seems. He was more of a hebephile. But either way, yeah, he wanted to fuck him young, which is super fucking creepy. He signed on to a letter that a whole bunch of post-structuralists signed on to. He is far from the only one. You start listing off French post-structuralists, and you'll basically have the signatories to that infamous letter, for sure. Yeah. Hakeem Bey, who created the term post-leftism and came up with a few really interesting, good ideas, was straight up pedophile. Hakeem Bey was a fucking pedophile. But he had a couple of really good ideas along the way. And I'm going to steal those fucking ideas, and I'm going to mention every single time I bring them up that, you know, the TAZs are a great idea. Temporary autonomous zones, teaching people what anarchism looks like in a temporary setting where you can't maintain control, though there's a temporary vacuum from the state. Yeah, TAZs are a really interesting idea and a really fascinating way to go about teaching praxis to people. And it's created by Hakeem Bey, a fucking pedophile. Yeah. So take the Taz, take the post-leftism, leave the pedophilia, right? Foucault, I mean, as far as we know, Foucault was never fucking diddling kids. He just thought, like, I don't know what Foucault's deal was. Honestly, I've never seen any evidence that he was actually fucking diddling kids or any such thing. He may have liked them young, like 17, that sort of thing, which is... But... depending on what region of the world you're in, 16 can be age of consent, right? So no matter how I feel about that, some societies would probably give him the green light on it. But Foucault, I don't know if he was actually fucking doing it or whether he was just one of those philosophers that was like, yeah, this is bullshit and society's rules are bullshit and I'm going to take this to its inevitable conclusion and sign on to something that history is going to look really frown at. It's going to frown at. I don't know. I've never looked into it enough to be able to speak on that with any level of expertise. For the record, Bookchin's kind of middle on my reading list. Is he an anprim or just general anarcho-soc with green leaves? No, Gemma, Bookchin is like, okay, so early Bookchin, he's a fucking environmentalist he's a environmentally focused anarchist, right? Sort of a mutualist, communalist sort of territory, right? Later on, he's sort of a green tanky. Skeptic is right with that sort of like verbiage. Voss, I much prefer the doers. Skeptic, I'm no longer an anarcho-communist. What are you then? Hey, Rumble. I'm sorry I didn't get to you sooner. Sus as they come, but Foucault is so good. Foucault is necessary to read. And yes, so many signed it. This Foucault character sounds like he has a bit of edgelord. Oh, I don't know, a French philosopher of the post-structuralist school? Yeah, definitely an edgelord nonsense, 100%. I landed in a neolibertarian stream earlier in the day. Fucking made my blood boil to hear the same old bullshit about we need to define gender. I mean, do we? I mean, I guess some people need to, right? Cyber? Like that's as an anarchist, I sort of recognize the individual autonomy. Somebody might like for their own, you know, comfortability, I guess, like due to the historical dialectic teacher, blah, 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 insert Marxist rhetoric here, right? But due to their upbringing, like for the temporary time being, they may need gender defined. Like it may be a necessary construct within their belief system and their worldview. And to take it away from them in an abrupt fashion may actually do them more harm than good to society. I don't know. It's an argument that I may attempt to make. Just saying. I personally, you know, I mean, everybody knows I'm a fucking gender nihilist and a transhumanist. Fuck all this bullshit. Let's see. Ready to lose a book. They're pretty good, but then I read into his, well, other views. Dude, skeptic. All of those French philosophers of like the post-structuralist school, they're all super problematic. They're all fucking weird as shit. They're all, as nonsense would say, edgelords. Yeah. A lot of great many thinkers were sus. Marx was racist. Bakunin was anti-Semitic. Proudhon was sexist. Oh, Proudhon was sexist. Early 1900s, the late 1800s do be like that. Exactly versa. Why are all these post-structuralists all abominable? Are there any theories? Rumble. Yeah, basically they stopped believing in an objective truth. And it was abrupt for a lot of them. They're like, you know what? There is no such thing as truth. There is no such thing as an objective reality. Everything is, there is no understanding other human beings. Words cannot truly concretely represent reality and never will. And no verbal or visual representation of your internal psyche will ever be 100% accurate. Therefore, we can never truly know each other's minds either. Right? This does a number on somebody. It fucking does a number on somebody. And so, like, yeah, at the end of the day, the post-structuralists came out the other side of that and were like, yeah, what does anything mean? Fuck, like, I don't know, maybe again, huge clause here. This is not what Kai believes. This is what, like, the French post-structuralists believed. Right? The end of the day, what these French post-structuralists started thinking was, how do I know that the fucking 14-year-old doesn't fully understand and want to engage in sexual relations with the adult? Right? Like this is sort of the like bullshit end conclusion that they come to with their insane philosophy. This is why I maintain if you end up in a discussion about philosophy and you start going down that rabbit hole, you've already lost the plot. You've already lost the plot. Philosophy is intellectual masturbation. And it leads you into a fucking, look, you go start watching porn, right? And you get that loop. And the next thing you know, fucking, like, you just spent, like, 8 hours, like, jerking off or some shit, right? Like that, right? It can get addictive. Human psyche is that way. Dopamine response, these sorts of things. Dude, it can be like that. And some of these fuckers are exactly like that. They get way too into it. And yeah, Carpe, it turns into sophistry real fast. Like, it's It's a thing. It's a thing. Anarchist without objectives, not really a communist anymore. I'm just a plain old anarchist. Rock on. Love it. It's okay, Skeptic. I knew you were tagging me. I'm really on the fence about we need to define gender stuff because I'm very cis. I have a very strong identity with being a male and having a male body, but I'm not against ending our modern understanding of gender, nor am I against gender nihilism. Caboose. This is the individual autonomy aspect just all over again for you, right? Like, you know what you are. You know what's right for you. Do you need a culturally assigned label for it? You don't, do you? You're sitting there like, yeah, I don't. Like, if we changed the term on you, it's no longer cisgendered heterosexual male, right? Like, you're not a male, you're a Oompa Loompa. It doesn't fucking matter what the term is, right? Like, the label, the definition doesn't matter. You understand, you're comfortable with yourself, you like yourself how you are, and you are happy or satisfied with these elements of your identity and internal existence. What does anything else matter at that point? Who gives a shit what some guy down the street has to say about it, right? That's the end it. Because you already got it figured out. Doesn't matter. Carpe, wait, who are we talking about? Foucault and the sort of post-structuralist French, the French post-structuralists. The old disconnected nihilism trick. We've been there, bought the t-shirt. Thanks, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. Since then, I decided that life has the meaning and purpose that we give it. I agree, Gemma. And that's a choice that we need to make in order to have a human identity. What is human? What is to be human, Gemma? Fuck it. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait, man. Don't take the bait. I was for a while not able to watch the stream, and after a few minutes listening, I feel much better. Even with our bullshit election results in Germany and locally in Berlin. Doomer mood. Hey, Burner. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for fucking remembering and hanging out. And even though you haven't been able to catch a stream, I'm sorry you're in the doomer mood, but I think you caught me on the right day. I think I might have the cure to that today. My energy. Take a little bit of it here. It's for you. Stop making fun of my recent streams. Totally right though. Philosophers have many interpretations of the world. The point is to change, it, Marx, but I do love me some philosophy, not gonna lie. Your points are valid, but I do know neo-libertarians are still very conservative. Unfortunately, I'm far too sleepy to have this convo. I'm gonna go to bed. It's past 2 here. My bedtime is 2200. All right, Cyber. Sleep well if I haven't already missed you. Sorry if I did. Either way, Cyber. What is anything? Exactly. There was a time when I was way too hyper-focused on types of anarchist philosophy. Not really anymore. Maybe that's just part of growing up. That or you lost your hyper-focus and it's moved on to something else, Skeptic. Either way. Don't fucking at me with philosophy, guy. I got you, Gemma. Philosophical masturbation. If you find yourself embarrassed by being caught philosophizing, just tell them that everybody does it. Fair enough, Rumble. That was a fucking string, wasn't it? That was a fucking string. You know what? I got a real... I'd like to say I have a love-hate relationship with philosophy, but I think I really just have a hate relationship with philosophy. I really do. Fucking Zach kicked that off. I've told that story before. I don't need to tell it again, but I dated a high-level philosopher. And, like, top-tier education. And, like, yeah. Like, like, maybe philosophy... I have mixed feelings about philosophy. Philosophers, they can fuck right off. Philosophers can fuck right off. That's how I feel about philosophers. I got no room for fucking philosophers. Philosophy, all right, there's room for it. right? But I'm sorry, when you start taking that shit way too seriously and you get to be classified and like categorized as a philosopher, I'm pretty much done with you. They're always takes philosophy class, asks why do you want fries with that. I have a love-hate with philosophy. It can be useful, but it's not practical. What happened? Dude, skeptic. I dated a dude who had his master's in philosophy from Harvard and was on his way to do his PhD at Oxford in philosophy, right? Every fucking conversation with this dude was obnoxious. It's obnoxious. There was never a moment's peace. One of the examples I gave is I picked up 2 bottles of wine. I was way over to his place one fucking day, and bottle of red, bottle of white, and I'm like, you know, which wine do you want? And he just fucking derails into this existential nonsense. And you're like, dude, just pick a fucking wine. Right? It's absolutely ridiculous. Like there's people who took philosophy, and then there's the people who are aspiring philosophers and are really fucking going at it. Right? And that's what he was doing. He was doing PhD Oxford philosophy, right? Like that's where he was headed with it. And it was obnoxious. And I mean, I've told it before. Hey, Sandorn. Well, what I did, Anna, is I popped the white and just poured a glass. I was just like, go. Once you got a few into him, it sort of poured some dummy juice on that shit, and he became manageable. So, you know, after I got a few glasses in him, then we started to be able to have, like, normal conversation and have some fun. Yeah, but that's not a good foundation for a relationship when you're like, the only way I can tolerate being around you is if you're like 3 sheets to the wind. I need you to be drunk to be tolerable, right? That's not healthy for either of us. So, oh God, Caboose. I have no idea where he is. I've lost track of him. I'd have to fucking look him up. Which I don't like stalking exes. That's weird. But you know what I mean, if all held, he's probably teaching philosophy somewhere. That's, I mean, not much you can do with a PhD in philosophy. As he used to joke, become a lawyer or you teach philosophy. Yes. I didn't ever finish the series research, but I am aware of Chidi from The Good Place. Lovable but insufferable philosopher. Yeah, I don't know how lovable Zach was, but either way, they are insufferable. They're insufferable. Philosophers are insufferable. I can't tolerate them. So, yeah. Plato believed that the Republic should be ruled by philosophers. Yeah, Plato was dumb. There, you heard it here first. I'll fucking say it. Plato was fucking dumb. You would never get anything done. You'd never get anything done. What is the meaning of a decision? How can we be certain we're making a decision? It just, no. You need pragmatists in that batch. You need pragmatists in that batch for sure. How's anarchism gain popular support under neoliberal hegemony? First, you start with the conversation. Hi, my name's Kai. I'm an anarchist. Not wearing a balaclava. Not throwing a fucking stone through Starbucks window. Right? I'm here. Just a dude having a conversation. Right? 50% of what anarchists do is education. 49% is direct action. 1% is just go ahead and vote. Fucking down ticket your local shit. Don't get too caught up in all that bullshit, but make sure your mayor and your city council and stuff like that are at least not psychopaths who like want to like hunt people down who get abortions and shit like that, right? Like that just take the day off and go do that shit, right? But 50% of what we do is education as anarchists, and a lot of anarchists forget that or were never taught that. So what do? Outreach, conversations like this. And then part of that education is micro revolutions, right? I need to inform people, and I do on a regular, that anarchism starts in the local community. It starts interpersonally. It starts between you and I, right? We build a power dynamic between the two of us. We use our our right and power of free association. We create mutual aid networks. We create resiliency within our community, and you use this to create a dual power structure that draws power off of the primary power structure of neoliberalism. You can do this in simple forms and fashions. You can create a slush fund for your local community. Just imagine your neighbors, your apartment complex, your condo complex, wherever. You fucking go door to door and say, hey, like, you know, times are tough. Maybe we should store up some food. We should store up some water. And if anybody needs it, blah, blah, blah. We could have a cash fund, or we could get it. We could, like, one person can, like, I've got good internet. I can share my Wi-Fi with you. You've got a water distiller. If you fill up my bottles for me, I'll kick down the Wi-Fi. Next thing you know, you've got a mutual aid network going, and you're starting to grift the system a little bit, right? This is where it starts. It starts interpersonally. Anarchism doesn't start at the top down, and so when people focus on the macro with like an anarchistic view, they tend to spin their wheels and end up in existential dread. See the stream title, right? When you focus interpersonally, what you end up doing is empowering individuals, which is the whole idea of anarchism. Because once you empower the individual, you can empower the group. And when you empower the group, now you can start to make sure that the state doesn't fuck you up the ass too much. At least you can get some lube in on it. Right? So there you go. Was your philosopher, ex-boyfriend an anarchist? Oh God, no. Skeptic. Oh God, no. Best you could probably just be described as like a neoliberal statist. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Cupcake. Free will doesn't exist. Change my mind. What makes someone a philosopher? I think, look, there's two recognitions, right? Penguin. One, self-declarative. I am a philosopher. Two, social recognition, which is usually some level of authoritative or expertise recognition system, academia, greater society, or historically, right? So there's two modes of recognition as a philosopher. It's the self-declared, and then there's the recognized as a philosopher. Sandor, I think philosophy usually gets lost in theory while real life goes another way. I agree. Imagine a bunch of them trying to figure out whether it's a nice day or not. I've had a cousin and two friends find God by taking a philosophy class, and I'm just left wondering, what is it about philosophy classes that turn these previously secular people super religious? Caboose, I'd love to sit down and have a conversation with them, actually. Stick, thanks, makes sense, good answer. Thank you. Also, don't get Waco'd. Fucking boss. You try not to get Waco'd. Hey, Yogi. Speaking of that stuff, the public housing provider here is setting up a community garden project that I'm joining. Good on you, Gemma. And I'm now the campaigns coordinator for my state's anti-poverty network. Do I have a fucking... Of course I do. A round of applause for you, Gemma. Fucking Gemma doing the direct action and fucking getting out there and building the power networks. I love to see it, Gemma. Fucking... If everyone doesn't find you annoying, are you really a philosopher? Estrella, I'm going to go with no. I can dig the framing of life being the accumulation of lube in preparation for the power structure to fuck you. Well put, research. Well worded. Gemma, the thing that most philosophers don't get is that philosophy generally doesn't matter. Fucking preach, my girl. Preach. It is. It's at the end of the day, most people don't live their life, or their brains don't work that way. That's the truth. We can sit here and have like this sort of like post-structuralist conversation as to, leading into postmodernism and the embracing of fucking irony and the fact that self-analysis, blah, 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 right? Go have a conversation with somebody like... just working a job, working a 9 to 5, who fucking like turns on TV just to relax at night and is worried about making sure their two kids have a roof over their head, and have that post-structuralist, postmodernist fucking conversation and bring up fucking French philosophers and German philosophers and schools of philosophy, and oh well, what if you're nihilistic about it? And then fucking dude, they don't have the energy for that. They don't care about it usually, right? Like that's not how people are living their life. And that's where the 49% of direct action for anarchists gets involved, folks. You got to fucking get your hands dirty. And I don't mean go smash a Starbucks window. I mean literally get your hands dirty. You got to fucking dig a garden. You got to fucking carry water for people. Like you got to do shit. Look, it doesn't require physicality always. Make a fucking sandwich. Do what Gemma's doing with, you know, physical disability, coordinating things with other people. But I mean, still work, right? Like you got to do shit. I hate adding like restrictors or qualifiers to being an anarchist, but I really, at this point in my life, I kind of feel like that to be an anarchist, you kind of got to do shit, right? Like you got to do something. You got to rally the fucking people. You got to fucking do something with it. Fucking, I don't believe in theory head anarchists. There's those of us that are theory heads, right? Like, and it's perfectly acceptable, and it provides insight into human psyche sometimes, and maybe gives you like insight into how to better organize or like activist structures and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it comes down to a conversation between two human beings. And I think most people are already equipped to do that. It's, you know, there's a starving dude on the corner who's got like worn through socks and shit. Go buy him a pair of socks, or knit him a pair of socks, or like community organize a pair of socks for him and fucking hand him a sandwich, right? Like that's what it looks like. Go fucking make a sandwich. That's, I really kind of have arrived at that position after years and years and years and years of being a fucking anarchist and spending a decade plus now doing the theory dive from coming from the streets. Right? Like that's where I've arrived. Like I've come full circle with it. That like I started with direct action. I learned enough of the theory. I'm not, you know, you can't ever learn all of the theory, but I learned a chunk. Let's just put it that way. Homie can have a conversation. And I've sort of circled all the way back. Go fucking just make a bowl of soup and serve it to somebody. Right? Make sure that when somebody's having a rough day, you're there for them if you can be. If you've got the spoons for it, if you know that reference, good on you. But if you've got the emotional energy for it, be there for them. Right? If you've got some specialty knowledge, share it. Don't hold on to that. Don't fucking capitalize the shit out of it. Again, make sure that you're in a position. If you have to capitalize on that fucking knowledge, do it. But don't take advantage of people who otherwise can't afford to, you know, part with capital. Right? But do some shit. I really am. I'm at that position as an anarchist now in my life. Like, just to be an anarchist, you got to do something. It's not enough to just say you're an anarchist. You've read anarchist theory or indoor literature, and you consider yourself an anarchist. Do something. Did you hear that Berlin voted to expropriate Deutsche Wohnen, a big housing company, but the politicians just don't want to do it? Real burner, I did not hear that, but Wohnen, not Wohnen, Wohnen, Deutsche Wohnen. Thank you, Gemma. No, I didn't hear that, Real burner. But I dig it, and you know what? I'm going to copy paste that shit. I'm going to fucking... Okay. I'm going to keep an eye on that, burner. I'm going to keep an eye on that. cousin would love to sit down and talk your ear off for hours about how great God is and how those misogynistic scriptures aren't actually misogynistic and just intentionally misinterpreted by critics of Christianity. Caboose, I'd have that conversation. I got the big dick energy when it comes to talking theology, especially with specificity of Christianity in particular. Like, I'd have that conversation with them. I'd sit down and fucking have it for sure. All right, News World. There's a funny story on Richard Feynman at university being told not to focus only on physics, but to join a philosophy class. Yeah, you know what? Feynman was fine. I think he figured his shit out, right, Sandorn? Is a philosophy just professional contrarians? Crix, is a philosopher just professional contrarians? Most of them. Hey, Sitting Cow. Oh, you're welcome. You're the one who got, where are you? You're somewhere. Oh, you're up here now. Sitting Cow. Yeah, you were at USA Hole, when I stopped in for, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes, something like that. But you're more than welcome. Also helps with an incorrigible little shit with a problem with authority and grow up in the bad neighborhoods, as the chuds say. My advice is save the fancy knowledge and in-depth education for people that actually have similar understandings of the interest. Shouldn't be too hard to understand. Sunshine, have you seen Squid Games? It's super good. No, I haven't, Sunshine. I was a quid once. Make them make thigh-high socks. Fucking circle back, basket. Do you think there's a time in which that way of thinking becomes a majority opinion? I sure as hope so, Stick. I sure as fucking hope so. But, there's even, like, most people aren't running it tonight. I haven't seen any commands, but this is going to get ticked off, Stick. We do have bingo cards for the fucking channel, and some nights we actually run them. This is one of them. I'm just a torchbearer. I know anarchistic organized systems are not going to be en masse adopted in my lifetime. Human beings aren't ready for it. We're not ready for it. But that's okay. I'm a torchbearer, right? Like, some of us are ready for it. Some of us need this knowledge, and I'm happy to pass that fire off to anybody who needs it or wants it and or desires it. I will share freely. Human knowledge belongs to the world. But the majority of human beings are not ready for that amount of personal responsibility. They're not. So do I think that there's a time in which that way of thinking becomes a majority opinion? I sure as fucking hope so. At the end of the day, philosophically speaking, right? Anarchism is an idealistic philosophy, right? It falls under the idealism subcategory of philosophy, strictly speaking. So even though I'm a pessimist at heart, even though I'm highly pragmatic, I am an anarchist. I'm an idealist by the very definition. So I kind of have to believe it. It's just sort of one of those things, right? I sure as fuck hope so. Because I think the alternative is, if you've seen The Expanse / Elysium, if you've seen that, what was it, Matt Damon movie, Elysium, and then The Expanse minus the weird alien shit, that's the alternative. That's where we'd be heading otherwise. I sure as fuck hope not. But hey. Zizek is pretty good. Zizek needs a spit guard. I mean, Kvosser, who are you saying, like, you need Alan Watts to? Because, I mean, I sure as fuck have consumed more than my fair share of Alan. But probably just the general you, as in the milieu, as in people. Where's Bidowin? He loves to talk about Elysium. Don't know. Skeptic. I have no idea. Pessimist is never disappointed. Is Kai a torchbearer? Yeah, I know, right, Amorous? It's fucking Switzerland checking in. How you doing, Amorous? True, and also not sufficiently grounded as people to uproot all of their assumed knowledge about capitalism, liberal values, Anglo-settler values, etc., etc., etc. Just talking about someone about books. All right, Kvass. I have no capacity left while raising 2 kids to be free human beings, but I hope this is enough praxis as an anarchist at the moment. Dude, and without indoctrination, just with providing the whole picture, my 17-year-old is already on his way. Dude, Burner, that's so much, right? Like, that's so much, right? Like, you on a daily basis are making a sandwich, right? You're forming human beings, and you're making sure that they're not destitute in the streets, and you're giving them a proper upbringing, and you're trying to create a as nuanced worldview with as little authoritarianism influencing their mind as you can, right? Like, you're doing more than anybody else probably, right? Don't think for a second that you're not doing shit. You're doing a lot, because you got, well, you said 2, right? You got fucking 2. You got 2. Those 2 are going to have their own. Those 2 are going to go into the world. Those 2 are going to have ripples that they're going to create in the world, right? That you're doing huge fucking work. So yeah, don't underestimate that by a long shot. The comment of my oldest to the election: media promised me a left swing. What the fuck? Yeah. He's learning that lesson early on. Just rip that Band-Aid off. Just rip that fucking Band-Aid off. Leave that red team, blue team shit at the door, kid. It don't work, and it's just a fucking pendulum that swings back and forth. It's a fucking scam and a half. Yep. Sooner your 17-year-old wakes up to that shit, the better. You might want to introduce him to manufacturing consent, Burner. 17's plenty old enough to read and or watch, depending on what kind of learner they are, manufacturing consent. That's probably a good, given that just happened and that was their reaction, now is probably the time to introduce them to a little Chomsky. Yeah. What's up, Scott? And about the Ratchet effect and fucking the Overton window. And there's a whole bunch of stuff. But given that reaction, yeah, I'd go with some Chomsky and manufacturing consent. Definitely something to teach him. Hey, Viva. Fucking Germany's checking in hard. We got a bunch of fucking Germans stopping through and saying hi. Joe, whew. I feel like I did a fair amount there. Like I did a fucking run. How long fucking, that was easily like an hour and a half of fucking, what time is it? Yeah, like it was an hour of just hard run fucking conversation on shit. Burner, we're all depressed. Fucking those elections did a number on you. It's because it's almost 10 a.m. in Germany. I got a bit of the Southern in me today. It fucking, I noticed. Hey, Stick, thanks for the subby. This is the one time that fucking, I'm gonna have to turn a leaf on this one. I hate doing this, but yeah, like I could use those subbies now. I got a goal that I can put that fucking money at. So, you know, fucking coercive influences. Guten Morgen. Was I seeing some fucking, there was some throw packing peanuts at Scott Day. Is the goal still 42,069 subs? The goal is still set at 42069. It is, Amorous. Straight up, you know. Am I dressing up for Halloween? I don't really do Halloween, Civic. It's not really a thing I do. So, tell you what, I'll dress up as a cat boy. Does that count? Do the ears count? Right? Like that's... Hey! Stick. Fucking A, Stick. Thank you kindly. Stick dropping a 5-bomb on us like that. Who got him? Rev got it. Vasa got it. NMG from the other night. Lucy, and Doc, all got subs. Thank you. Stick. That's just that much closer to, a life goal. So rock on. Thank you kindly. Why? What is wrong with you? I haven't done Halloween in a long time, Kez. If I were doing a Halloween party, it would have to be kinky. Skeptic, that I'd be involved in. Anna, we've covered this to death. Yeah, he fucked up. He's a greedy little fucking neolib douchebag turncoat that, like, he didn't need it. He could, with the money that he put down, we did the math. We understand. He's a mortgage, but he also put down a 20%. We did the fucking math. He could have bought a house in some place that he could have turned around and built a streaming center there for it. And he just wanted to be in West Hollywood. He wanted to be with his fucking friends, and he wanted the glitz and glamour of the location and the property. It's fucking ego shit. It never was. It was never anything but that. And so, yeah, like he speed ran the grift. We've covered it to death though. Kind of, he struggles to make something that pretty seem ugly. Says, thank you, Yogi. What's wrong with that? Viva, there's nothing intrinsically wrong with it. It's just when you've been fucking running your mouth off about the other shit for a while, right? When you're making bank. He's making bank as a streamer, right? He's making bank. And he sits there and talks about fucking mutual aid and praxis and fucking how the left needs to come together and fucking blah, 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 right? He's a hypocrite. We're all hypocrites to one degree or another, right? There's fucking fair play. But it's a pretty bold, shining example of hypocrisy writ large. So, you got to see Halloween in Miami Beach, Lincoln Road. These queens spend thousands and the costumes look meticulous. Makeup out of this world. Civic, I'm sure. I don't know. Somewhere I lost the spirit. Somewhere I lost the fucking vibe, right? I used to do my mom and I used to do Halloween up like a motherfucker. Like we'd be the house on the street. For real. Like when I was in high school, we did that shit. Like we made sure I took pleasure in like providing an atmosphere for the kids and shit like that, right? Somewhere along the way I lost the spirit. I don't know. Don't know what happened. My 20s happened. I don't know. You're welcome, Anna. But then I don't like getting dressed up. Honestly, the costume thing I was never big on the costume thing. I love setting up a haunted house. I love scaring the shit out of little kids. I love the sort of like, I love giving out candy, right? I don't like dressing up. I don't like the costume aspect of it. I'm not, like, this is why, like, Kai's not a furry. Why? Because I'd never want to fucking wear the goddamn thing, right? Like, I don't like the costumes. It was one of my least favorite aspects of theater was the costuming, right? I took pleasure in the oration, the delivery, the enthrallment that you can, the engagement, that energy from an audience. That's where I took my pleasure. There were other actors with me who, loved getting made up and loved the costume, and it helped them become the character. For me, it was the words on the page. So yeah, the costume thing for Halloween just never rode with me. Sexy burning costume tells me that this civilization is done. Fair enough. Which is fair because those fursuits tend to reach 5,000 degrees Celsius in 10 minutes. Yeah, I would wear one though. I've put that on record. If there were a quality fursuit that fit me and there was like a fur con happening in Vegas or somewhere that I happened to reside or was near that I was residing, I would 100% do it at least once just for the experience, because I am a fan of human experience. And I'd be down, right? I'd have to do it once. It's like fucking not having sex or doing drugs once. Like, dude, you got to try it. I would try it. And who knows, maybe I'd enjoy it. Boss, you fucking... You big dick baller motherfucker that you are, boss. How are you doing, boss? I'm adequate. My legs are on fire right now, boss. Truth be told, but I'm mentally pretty solid today. The flow of the stream's been pretty good. I got some shit squared away in my head. Saved the house, a couple of grand probably today. So what's up, man? How you doing, boss? Technically speaking, you aren't required to have or enjoy wearing fursuits to be a furry. Duly noted, Caboose. Can't complain. Glad you're well, broski. Boss, you are an American. Don't ever say that you can't complain. Complaining is as American as apple pie. It is one of the few things that we still excel at as a nation. You can always complain. Not having sex or doing drugs, you really haven't been to a furry con yet, have you? No, Jim, I really haven't. And like I said, I would do it. No, I'd do it just for shits and giggles. But I want some, whoever, like, if I were gonna, hey, don't appropriate German complaining culture. It emigrated here, Viva. We didn't appropriate it. You brought it to us. Ha! Catch all. Nation of immigrants for the win, bitch. Smoke bomb. I would need whoever invited me to and got me the like fursuit and fucking, right? Like whoever gets me the in at the furry convention, I need them to be one of the kinky fucks. Right? Like I want to see it all. I don't want to go to a furry con and fucking, right? Like just see like tables and booths and shit like that, right? Like I want to see this shit get weird, right? And I'm down for it. Like I'm not gonna be fucking standing in the corner. I'm down. Let's get fucking weird, right? Like if I'm gonna experience human experience, I want to experience the human experience, right? Like let's. I want some of that weird shit. Let's do it. It's who I am, though. Crinkling. Yeah. Are you shitting me? There are furries who seem like they're there, but they're off like 5 dimensions away on acid. I mean, hell yeah. Don't go to Anthrocon. Hello, my fellow conservative. For sure. 100%. Definitely about maintaining the status quo around these parts. I got paid money to wear a giant hot pink heart on my head and a floral level yellow one-piece suit like spray paint people use through our town center one school holiday. Interesting. How much did you get paid, Yogi? Just out of curiosity. Your timing is incomparable. Exactly, Crystal. No, shut up, stop. Don't bring us back down that road. Caboose. Oh, Caboose, you don't want to talk about Crinkling? Jesus Christ, that is a lot of underscores. Samara, thank you for the follow. Actually, I had fun at Anthrocon, but they really cracked down on the kinky shit. Boo, fuck Anthrocon then, right? Like if I'm doing a furry con, like I said, it needs to be freaky. Let's do this. There's. Oh no! That's one of the BDSM cons that I was thinking of. No, sorry. It's like, wait, don't they? Oh wait, that's not furries. That's BDSM. It's more my community than yours, Caboose. So yeah. Oh, let's see. Was there? Oh yeah, that guy's my hero. It was 30 years ago. I think it was about $10 to $15 an hour. Hey, that's fucking good money 30 years ago, Yogi. That's fucking solid. Folsom. Civic, Folsom is more than BDSM. It's sort of just all-encompassing kinkfest. But, you know, for sure, Folsom Street Fair. It's nothing like getting fucking locked up in a cage, rolled out into the middle of the street, and fucking servicing a whole like line of dudes. I mean, hey, it's a good time, right? Furries in chat. Is Bo Peep a furry? Caboose said Anthrocon tries to be child accessible. They have spaces for kinky stuff, but it's really limited. Boo. I disapprove. I mean, I think like Bo Peep, Bob, fucking sheep Bo Peep, right? Like curds and whey Bo Peep. So as an aside, this guy's my fucking hero as of late. A museum gave this artist $84,000 in cash to use in artwork. He delivered 2 blank canvases entitled "Take the Money and Run." The art was supposed to show a disparity between like pay rates in 2 different areas. So one was a larger canvas, one was a smaller canvas. He's my fucking hero. I fucking hate modern art. I love modern art. It's a great grift. If you can get it, it's a good fucking grift. It was a long time ago, but this person actually came up dressed as Bo Peep and insisted on being let into the con, assuming it was just a dress party, and they got mad because it was furries only. Old meme. Interesting. Modern art equals peak tax evasion. It is. Yeah, it fucking is, Scott. It's a goddamn grift and a half, ain't it? I don't really have... No. Anna? No. Like, yeah, I don't really have any thoughts for Kyle Kalinske. Fuck him. Right? Like, beyond that, like, I don't put any thought into him. that's yeah, like, why waste processor cycles on somebody who's not worth wasting processor cycles on? That's pretty much my position on him. Thoughts on Nestor Makhno? Kvass, what's that fucking on? Thoughts on Kyle Kalinske? Kvass comes back. Thoughts on Nestor Makhno? Oh, and I posted this in shared content earlier in the day. So everybody ready to get your rage boner up? Fucking everybody, it's gonna be a nice strong rage boner, right? Like, this is gonna be like 9 snake wine or some shit like that. You're gonna be fucking hard for days as a result of this shit. So Golda Barton dialed 911 on Friday. She was hoping that first responders would be able to help her 13-year-old son, who has a fairly severe case of Asperger's syndrome and was in the middle of a mental crisis. What happened instead was a Salt Lake City police officer repeatedly shot Lyndon Cameron after he ran away from him, leaving the boy in serious condition with injuries to his intestines, bladder, shoulder, and ankles. Barton, his mother, said he was unarmed, and police confirmed there were no weapons at the scene. A fleeing autistic child was shot in the back multiple times for running away from the cop. Y'all pissed off enough yet? The cop felt threatened. Yes, exactly. Exactly. The mayor's office has, according to the mother, she has gotten few answers from the police. And so the Salt Lake City mayor pledged on Sunday that there would be an investigation into the incident and it would be quick.
Quote, "No matter the circumstances, what happened on Friday night is a tragedy, and I expect this investigation to be handled swiftly and transparently for the sake of everybody and everyone involved." Fucking a 13-year-old. And by the way, if you want to see what this scary looking 13-year-old, because keep in mind, this 13-year-old clearly was such a threat to the cop that fleeing from the cop, they felt necessary to unload multiple rounds into this child's back, right? This is the terrifying 13-year-old. Everybody ready? Oh, so scary. Yeah. Told you. You'd have a fucking rage boner for days from this shit. Some skinny little white kid with autism fucking ran away from the cop when the mom called 911 for help because he was in the middle of a fucking mental breakdown and he was just mid-crisis and she needed help. She needed help and she wanted to get him hospitalized. She wanted to get him the help he needed in that moment, in that crisis. What happened? It's a fucking cop showed up and shot him in the back a bunch of times. And not just in the back, by the way, ankle as well. So the cop just sort of, actually, it would have been like this. Probably pop, pop, recover, overcompensate, pop, pop. And I'm guessing they probably mag dumped, knowing cops. So it's a little left and right too. Yeah, I'm guessing based on the injury spread on that one. Intestines, so it came through intestines, bladder, shoulder, and ankles. So caught him up here, caught him mid-body, so it came through in the back, missed the spine, caught the fucking abdomen, caught the intestines, caught the bladder, but also at the ankle, right? So yeah, there was an overcompensation for the kick from the gun. Here's me as a firearms instructor analyzing the shoot, right? Yeah. And I'm betting they mag dumped, like knowing cops and how they, yeah, their trigger discipline. All right, Kezzy, I'm gonna take a shower. Every time the police fuck up, they should have to pay $1,000 to each resident in the precinct. Could be an interesting thing. Fuck it, dude. I moved to Chicago. I'd fucking get a residence in Chicago. I would rent an apartment in LA, in Chicago, and in Minneapolis. And I bet I'd come out ahead. I bet I'd turn a profit. I'd fucking have residences in those 3 locations, and I'd bet I'd turn a profit if that were the policy. What if we don't give guns to cops? I know, right, Amorous? What a concept. Fucking hell, they had to open his abdomen all the way to get the lead out. Do you think if we all watched Men Who Stare at Goats on Bad Movie Night, we might be able to take action? I know, right? My 63-year-old mom could beat that kid up. How the fuck was he a threat? Because cop. I mean, those are words. Those are words. Alexander Benthany. Those are words. Do you think Dan Maliva's course on healing the kidney with deep energy homeopathy will make any mention of Elton John's new environmentally toxic kidney healing liquids based on chicken embryo extracts? They're really popular among Tesla employees right now. He claims they can heal the deepest layers of the kidney. Is that like a Mad Libs? That feels like Mad Libs. Honestly, good on you for a creative writing exercise, though. Jesus Christ, the kid will probably have issues from those injuries for life. Yeah, no, I'm surprised. I'll be super happy if he doesn't end up on a colostomy bag. Yeah, that would be my ideal outcome for that kid, is if he doesn't end up with a colostomy bag. Yeah, that intestinal damage is super concerning for me. That's why my little brother lives with his mom in Panama. She figured Miami was no place for a kid with disabilities. Civic. Yeah. You'll be out of money in an hour. There's your defund. One of my mom's jobs was literally helping autistic teenagers with behavioral issues. She could handle that job without harming anyone. I know, right? It's not complicated. It's not. I mean, it's complicated. I don't mean to oversimplify it, but it doesn't. Look, it's less complicated than shooting him. All right? It's yeah. Actually, I should probably reverse that, right? It's actually more complicated because let's face it, that's the thing is the cops don't have the training, the wherewithal, the empathy, the compassion, the mentality, the intellect to deal with that situation. So they resort to the easy answer of pop, 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 pop. I can't. A fucking skinny little white kid with autism running away from you unarmed and you fucking shoot him a bunch of times. I couldn't imagine the fucking half-assed human. Like, what kind of fucking, like, half a human are you? All right? Like, that's clearly you're human enough to, like, fit in the uniform and pull the trigger of the gun. So clearly you're some sort of upright, bipedal, higher ape-like creature. But, like, are you just, like, three fucking snakes in a human suit? Like, what kind of fucking half-assed human are you that you look at a skinny little white kid with autism fleeing you in terror and you just like, I'm scared, pop, 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 pop. Like, I can't even get there, right? Like, I mean, the amount of firearms training and the fucking military instructors I've dealt with and shit like that, I can't even imagine being in that mindset. You gotta be such a fucking pussy to start with. Right? Like the level of cowardice that it takes to be able to do that. Holy shit, man. We live in a country where being autistic is grounds for being shot, for getting shot. Gay, trans, poor, black, indigenous, autistic. Anybody else got any? Throw some on the... It's not fear, it's eugenics. Dude, Carpe, I'd love to like maybe big picture, Carpe, maybe macro. I could get on board with that. But at the micro, dude, I'd love to sit down with that cop. I don't think that's eugenics. I think that's straight. I mean, God, I guess you could argue that the systemic belief that the autistic person is lesser than and that they don't count as a full person and that action is justified. But I don't think that that's what was happening in the moment. Maybe that informed the moment. Maybe that led up to the moment. I suppose it could be the conversation, right? Like... Oh, I said way worse shit than that. Fucking any of that, Cricks. Me getting canceled? Oh, fucking... Dude, some of the shit I've fucking talked about on air, if I haven't been hashtag canceled yet... Okay, then I'll go with authority addiction. I'll fucking... Yeah, I'd sign off on that in a second, Carpe. Yeah, slighted. Right? How dare you run away from me? I could see it. I could feel it. Yeah. Yeah, that one I can vibe with. Maybe the cop had a... Dude, Rumble, very few fucking cops are veterans these days. Dude, seriously, the veterans... The majority of the veterans look at cops' trigger discipline and firearms handling and situational awareness and rules of engagement as fucking rubbish. It is... You talk to go talk to a Marine rifleman who served about this fucking bullshit, right? Like, don't come at him with like the sort of like anti-police, anti-military aspect. Just talk about the incident. Just talk about the shoot itself. Most of them, as firearms handlers and gun owners themselves, will straight up just dog on these cops so hard. It's that's the thing, is if get into gun circles and like as long as you clear the hurdle, right? And they accept you as one of their own and you're down with the firearm culture. They talk mad shit about these cops all the time. All the fuck time. Most people think that, yeah, we need a test for authority addiction and you eat them all. Cops have no discipline. Military has rules. Yep. This is a number one offense. Slight a cop and you're as good as dead. Fair enough. Sitting fucking amateurs. Yeah. Most fucking firearms, like the gun culture circles, when you're inside the circle, dude, they talk mad shit about the cops all the time. All the fuck time. Dude, they make fun of them non-stop for their shit fight. They're never on the range. They haven't put any rounds down range. They have no trigger discipline. They have no situational awareness. You look at them, they fucking sweep each other all the time. They might as well, yeah, oh yeah, they talk mad shit about them all the time. Yeah. Gun owners in this country are some of the most critical of the cops. It's just they team up. They go tribalistic with it. And so when you come at them from the left and you say, you know, you start talking about the police state and anti-military, anti-police, they automatically go on the defensive. But if you manage to like get under those defenses and start talking to them about this kind of shit, they're almost always on team. They're like, yeah, that was a bad shoot. What the fuck? I wish they would do it to their faces in public. Yeah, they go all with keeper. Yeah, no. Yeah, Carpe. They don't like that's because if they do that, then they're a fucking lefty liberal. Like it's just traitor to the cause, right? Like they're off team instantly, so they can't do it. Yeah, I know, baby. Yeah. I mean, you don't even need to attack the constitutionality of their actions. I mean, for most firearms owner, just talk about the firearms handling and you're in. You're fucking golden. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, all you have to do is usually pause at the question, what would happen if that were you? Right? Matt, what if that were your shoot, not a cop's? Oh, I'd be in jail. They'd fucking have me. And yeah, instantly. Like, you have them. Just talk about the shoot. And you've got them. Yeah, I honestly, it's a big club and civvies aren't in it. Yeah, luckily I'm in the club, right? Like I'm in the club. I've been party to plenty of these fucking conversations. Honestly. When the fucking Boston cop a bunch of years ago blew his fucking dick off because he ran up to a fucking gangbanger and fucking tackled him, and the gun goes skittering off to the side, so it picks up this fucking Glock, right? Puts it into his fucking waistband, like his belt. He just like tucks it in right there, and he goes to fucking pull it out, and he just fucking pulls the trigger, basically. He just fucking grabs into the trigger guard, and fucking, it's a Glock. It's got the trigger safety. I've never agreed with that trigger safety mechanism on Glocks. And he just fucking pulls the gun out and blows his fucking dick off. Gun owners the country over were making fun of that dude hardcore for years. He still comes up in conversations from time to time. Remember the Boston cop that blew his dick off? Yeah. A Civic, that's Civic. That's how you lose them. You will never get the conversation going if you say shit like that. Yeah, Miles, for sure. Sure. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, what was you? Holy shit, Scott. Really? I just got your DM. Holy fuck, man.
I agree.
Yeah, blue.
Oh my god. Politics.
Or you can have a neon one.
No.
Okay.
I don't eat ass, but I talk shit.
Well, then, like, me and Sadie were like filming some like cosmetic video off stream.
Yeah.
Oh, this
And we had some charcoal, and it did not look good.
It did not look.
J Miles. Oh.
I agree. Yeah, blue.
Oh my
Politics.
Or you can have a neon one.
I don't need ass, but I talk shit.
A clay one.
Well, then, like,
Really, it's
me and Sadie were like filming some like cosmetic video off stream,
Yeah.
Oh, this is
and we had some charcoal, and it did not look good.
It did not look good.
It's cancel bait.
You guys want one?
I mean, hydration wise, I'm missing it.
Yeah.
I got like really bad blackheads on my nose.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're gonna solve that up today.
I need to wash my hands first. Okay, go. Yeah, it's clay. You gotta give it a good tastiness.
They don't even get it. Like, I'm on my period, they don't know what I'm going through.
And then they don't want us to do mud math?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't get it.
They don't.
God, my dick is like.
So how many people are gonna fucking get outraged at this?
Opened up this website
That's not how
and
guys
then
talk
jerk
at
off.
all. You guys don't understand. When we're talking, we're literally talking about you guys. We're like, how can we better please and support
You're not.
Like, remember yesterday we were like, how can we get more women in the top 100
God, you
creators?
know,
Yeah.
I don't even care
What's
what
wrong
her
with this
personality
system
is like.
to, like,
I
you look
just
beautiful?
want to
Alright,
fuck.
it's your turn.
What color
I
do you
just
want?
want.
Wait,
literally
wait,
are
wait.
talking
Right, you guys
about
want
that.
I need a
you want
different one.
neon?
I'm good on this.
Yeah! That'll
Do
look
you
good.
put his on?
Like when boys get together, all we talk about is like, you know, how can we be better feminists? Like,
Drop a true in chat if this is you.
what's up?
No, he's lying.
No, this is what we
He
do.
was talking about swipe at the club. I had to bring him home.
I did not use those terms. It was
Carpe,
On this-
you're not seeing it through the lens of an angry leftist, apparently. Because there was discussion of the charcoal mask that was done earlier, which was straight up blackface. The black people end up getting whiteface. The fucking dudes are making fun of the effeminate types of gays, and they're making fun of feminists at the same time. Oh, and in the last 45 minutes, they all do drag. It's pretty great. This is bait. This video is bait. This video is bait. That's I don't give a shit. This video is nothing to me, but I got what Jay Miles was putting down pretty quickly. It's drama bait. I agree. I think it's kind of wholesome, right? They're all sitting around fucking doing masks and having a good time, and like leave that shit at the door, and who gives a fuck, right? Like I don't care. I'm a gay dude. Like I don't give a shit, right? If you wanna do like the dandy from the early Hollywood era and shit like that, I don't care. I'm not gonna get offended, but that video has so much fucking bait in it that I'm almost willing to say that nothing will come of it because that video is so full of bait. It's almost suspicious. I'm almost willing to say that nothing will come of that video. It's too much of a target-rich environment. Comments are interesting too. Let's just say that. Carpe, I don't get engaged in it, and I don't think you do either, but it's definitely on the periphery as streamers. Isn't most online drama contrived? I mean, there's few incidents that are justified, right? Like, holy shit, he's grooming kids, but isn't most online drama just contrived? That's me. We got memes. Oh, you know what? I should show that video though. Oh, I'm gonna break your brains. All right, I'm going to need to download this.
I mean, it's if you want to make a distinction, Carpe. For me, somebody who just like doesn't give a shit and doesn't engage, it's all fucking contrived. But that's just me. There it is. All right, so you're gonna have some reading to do in this video. There's no audio. Redacted. You can't break something that's already broken. Well, you say that, Redacted. Wait, you're saying that monetizing online drama might have the effect of people creating performative online drama? Quinn. It caboose, yeah, it's exactly what you think it is. Alright. So I'll pause it a few times so everybody can let it sink in. Right? We'll do this together. We'll do this as a team. Right? Be right back getting some paint thinner. All right. Okay, so if you caught that, let's do this. Okay, so an indigenous person, Native American. All right, let me get this straight. We were here first. Cue this. And no, there's no audio. Sorry. We were here first. Black people are the original Native Americans. All right, this chick is literally going to blackwash. The same way white colonizers whitewash everything. She is about to blackwash. 100%. This is some Hotep shit if there ever was. This is black supremacy. Just strap the fuck in. Yeah, she is. She's a wannabe colonizer. Egypt is the motherland. Oh, no, Crix. There is no audio to this. This was posted. This is this way. There's no fucking audio. It just doesn't exist for this. So trust me, you don't want to listen either way. Egypt is the motherland of black people. No. Egypt is the most ancient civilization on the planet. Oh, this gets so much dumber. Colonizers, stealers. The dark matter in space is called melanin, which is naturally in black skin. It in sync us with the galaxy. We are literal walking planets, and we need the sun. We are sun gods. Oh, yes, plants. Sorry, I auto-corrected that. Plants. We are literal walking plants, and we need the sun. We are sun gods. My Hotep phase was like 6 months, and then I got into hardcore. Good on you, Quinn. She's a plant. Racial supremacy is a hell of a drug. Yes, it is. Breatharian alert. Gemma, well, that was a thing. Isn't it? Isn't it? And I think Caboose put it best on the Discord server when I posted this. He said, I could have huffed paint thinner and lost less brain cells than watching that. Yeah, it's that Athena fucking Black Athena, Hotep, Black Israelite, Black supremacy shit. Dude's a hell of a drug. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I quoted directly. Either way, I'm just going to pretend it's art. Yes, Toxo, yes, go with that. It's performance art. That's what that was. It's performance art.
Well, does that make me an ice giant? Do you think she likes white guys? You know it, Scott. You know it. And like fucking dude, she can push around too, right? Like she ain't going in for that fucking like Norse, like Icelandic fucking hulking dude. Some dude like me, right? Yeah. All it was missing was jazz hands. Are they still breatharian if they believe to take nutrient from the sun instead of air and spirit forces? Amorous, I'm not up to date on my fucking crazy, right? Like I haven't updated my crazy packages recently, so I don't fucking know. Maybe not. And I ain't looking to update either. I'm happy with the old like version 14 that I got. I don't need to update to fucking version 28 point whatever we're up to these days. Yeah, hard pass. Puka, what the hell did I just watch? You watched a black supremacist. That's what that was, Puka. That was a black supremacist. I know they're rarer than white supremacists, but they exist. It's a real thing that is walking around in the wild. You can encounter them. They believe they have superior magical genetics that allow them to be fucking something greater than just a human being like you and I. Right? Like it's the same shit the fucking Nazis were on about, right? The same sort of crack they were smoking. Right? It's we're descended from a magical superior genetic lineage and we have powers and should be entitled to do things that other people should never be allowed to do. Same shit. Just change the aesthetic. It's fucking my melanin is my third eye, Quinn. Vosh can attest to this. It's not her fault. We don't understand. She's a sun god. You're right, Toxo. I mean, what do we fucking know? I'm pretty sure. What was my reply to fucking Caboose? Oh yeah. But have you considered that your inferior whiteness is what killed your brain cells because you aren't descended from the magical, most ancient civilization of Egypt? Thus, your lack of being a sun god is what's holding you to a lower dimensional energy? I mean, Nazis descended from elves. Nazis didn't do crack. They did meth. They did heroin and meth. Fucking, they got that El Desgot. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, they got that fucking Bayer IG Farb and shit up in there. I still have no idea how to answer that. What if I'm a moon god? Checkmate. Original Nick. If you're black and you never got to have your friend's mom try to teach you your skin is an antenna to the quantum realm, you really got ripped off. Quinn, you got that full fucking experience, huh? Look, I'm familiar with these circles, not just from theory, but like I dated a bunch of black dudes and shit. Like I got a plate at the cookout, Quinn. Right? Like I've been the token fucking white dude a few times. Right? I've been in those circles. You got the full fucking experience. I love it. Just don't bring that cunt Welsing up and I won't have to go on a tirade. If you don't have a fusion bomb handy, you ain't going nowhere. Nazis did superior drugs, at least it sounds like. Dude, Chomsky, fuck, they were doing some shit. I was going to black activist events like my whole life. It's such a fun ride. Fuck yeah, Quinn. I respect it. Glad you saw your way through it though. That speaks volumes about you as a person. Okay, so I'm gonna channel the inner woo woo. All right, person is derived from the Greek persona, meaning the port from which sound is projected. Meaning if it is a reference to a theatrical mask that actors used to wear in the amphitheaters that would help them project their voice to the back of the theater, and thus it is a mask, a falsity that you wear and present to the world. fact that I can do that shtick bothers me. Either way, there's some credentials, right? The fact that I can do that shtick. I'll be honest, I've thought about those methed up, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Ubermensch a few times as Civic. There's also Turkish supremacists in Turkey. They believe every race came from Turks. Ay, vey, original. I mean, if you do have one hand, you got everyone poison. Cat, what's up, Cat? Fucking done driving for the day and all your shit, or you just waking up randomly? Destiny out of context. Destiny's take on the recent ContraPoints cancellation is pretty based. All right, what do we got?
For another example, sometimes straight people have gay sex just to get off. It's a thing, so it makes sense that some people... Dude, even Contra, I'm sorry. Listen, homie. If you're having a guy suck you off because you're horny, it's a little bit gay, okay? I don't want to be the bearer of bad news.
Yeah.
All right? If you're a guy...
I'm with him.
And you fuck your bro just because you're really horny.
It's a little gay.
You might be a little bit gay.
Yeah, it's a little
just
gay.
a little bit.
Yeah.
There's no problem with that.
No.
You might be a little gay.
But
it's okay to be a little gay, okay?
That's
We call them bisexuality, okay? We call them pansexuals, all right?
Yeah.
It's okay to do that.
That is not a thing straight dudes do. Sorry. Maybe when you're experimenting and figuring out when you're younger, but I mean, if you're like 33 sitting around with your bros and fucking sucking them off, sorry, homie. Like that's not a thing straight dudes do. That's not, that's, you know, more like too wired to head to bed on time. All right, Cat. You want to jump on the air, Cat? Fucking, I mean, I've had a run. Like, it's been a good stream, actually. Is the melanin is magic thing really that prevalent in the black community? Caboose. Uncomfortably so. You just hurt your own brain. I think a supremacy radar would be if a mixed race person is a concern to their idea rhetoric is a supremacy. All right. Chomsky, I might be a little gay. Tell the Turks that their country's father Ataturk had parents that came from the Balkans, says Viva. Bro sex doesn't count. It's just bro having fun, bro. There's nothing wrong with it, but it ain't straight either. Yeah, I agree. Like, again, gay dude here. Fucking love the dick. All right? Love the dick. That's not a thing straight dudes do. I've offered a few straight dudes. Straight dudes turn you down. Unless they're drunk. Then you might have an option, but that's a consent issue at that point. You're kind of rapey. Yeah, stop calling it bro jobs. What if you say no homo? Oh, well, I mean, shit. Nobody said that they had said no homo, Viva. I mean, clearly those are the magical words, and once you say that, then it's all clear. What's less gay than two straight guys getting intimate? The fact that this has to be said out loud baffles me, Crix. Yeah, it's apparently because I'm going to say this and hope it doesn't come off too weird, but the stream can be pretty soothing. All right, thanks, Kat. Happy to help, little brother. Apparently ContraPoints said, like, is that the context? ContraPoints said that, like, straight dudes can have sex with each other and be classified as straight? Is that the greater context here? Because that's, I mean, Contra is, like, cool and all, but that's some stupid ass shit if I ever heard it. Like, I'd love to know the context leading up to that conversation. The greater context is actually Zoomers saying this. Well, they're dumb and wrong. I'm sorry. Like, if you want to argue for, like, sexuality is a spectrum and fluidity and blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. Her point was that sexuality is fluid. Sure. But that's not straight. Right? Like, the Kinsey scale is pretty, you know, you can be heteroflexible, I think, as opposed to gay. That's like a Kinsey 2, right? Which is technically bisexual. That's just, I agree. Like, We have words for this already. All right, so the original fucking fucking A. I didn't mean to click that. Bisexual for cowards. Yeah, basically. So she deleted it, or they. I don't know Contra's fucking pronouns. To be perfect, I'm just gonna keep going with they and Contra, because I don't know their fucking pronouns. Either way. So Vosh fucking got a screen grab. Why'd she delete this banger? All right, Contra uses she. Firm she her. All right, cool. Gen Z queer people are hard to figure out. They're like, I'm an asexual slut who loves sex. You don't have to be trans to be trans. Casual reminder that heterosexuality doesn't make your gayness any less valid. All right, so that's a criticism of that. That's not Contra. I don't understand what fucking Destiny was riffing on that. That's Contra criticizing that shit. Which, by the way, again, I'm on team that. Oh dear sweet Jesus. Oh, I so don't care. I so don't care. There's no amount of me that gives... Here's contrast, cowardly backtrack. Okay, first page is shit. Oh, no, they're not valid. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, that backtrack is shit. They're not valid. I'm sorry. If language has, like, I'm sorry. If we're going to continue having, like, a functional society, words have to, at some point, mean things, right? Like, I understand. Look, we have covered the descriptive versus prescriptive conversation on this channel ad nauseum. I'm not going to get into it. But at the end of the day, the words have to mean something. They just, that's the whole fucking point of language. If you're a horny asexual who loves to fuck, by all means continue with my maternal blessing. No. Then I'm going to... You can't be asexual and have sex. You can't be Like, I mean, you can't have the desire, right? Like, you can have sex, right? But if you're going to be asexual and you are having sexual urges and you are following through on those sexual urges, then you're not, by definition, asexual. You are sexual. Asexual means absence of sexual. It's just not a thing. And I will die on that fucking hill. Sorry, you can backtrack Contra all you want, but I will fucking die on that hill. Yeah, up is down. Exactly, Carpe. Like, it just, no. But maybe I'm wrong. You're not, Contra. You're not. Stop couching your argument. Just to be safe, I'm going to use my platform, trademark, to explore why these seemingly contradictory statements might in fact make sense. Oh, fuck you, Contra. One thing I see a lot of people saying is that asexuality means lack of sexual attraction rather than no libido, meaning that asexual people might still desire sex even absent any specific object-oriented attraction. If that seems counterintuitive, consider that people often have sex for reasons other than sexual attraction, to feel attractive, to sustain a marriage, for money, etc., and that sex might still be enjoyable. I myself have had sex with people that I wasn't attracted to and occasionally even enjoyed it. It's fine. I'm fine for... For another example, sometimes straight people have gay sex just to get off. It's a thing. So it makes sense that some people who never experience sexual attraction might still enjoy having sex, and in such a case, they could aptly be described as horny asexuals who love to fuck. I have a master's in philosophy. That's the problem. I'ma fucking say it out loud. That's the problem here, is that Contra has a master's in philosophy. That's the issue. Cat, and this is where Destiny broke. I'm fucking breaking too. I'm with Destiny. I'm on team fucking Destiny. Fuck him for most things, honestly. But what the fuck, Contra? No. And Gen Z, if you know a Gen Zer, right? Like if you happen to know a Gen Zer and they're out there fucking saying this crazy shit, correct them. And when they come back at you with some woke scoldy shit, correct them again. And make fun of them. Mock them openly. You have my maternal blessings. Kez linked part 2. I don't know if I can... I don't know if I have it in me, to be perfectly honest. Oh God, it's so long. Read it. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, 8 Ways to Sunday. I'm straight now, but still gay. Oh. Oh, don't try and bring fucking physics into this. You twat. Oh, there's the autogynephilia. Oh. Yeah, I don't care. Oh, fuck you. Oh. Oh, and fuck your false apology bullshit. Sorry for the trouble. Give me a second. Just give me a second. Oh my God, that was dumb. Okay. Chomsky, I need Contra's hookup. I will address her point about gatekeeping in the queer community. This is why I advocate for dropping the initialism. Okay? So we're on team on that one. As far as I'm concerned, the LGBTQIA++ has become problematic. There's too much segregation going on. There's too much infighting. There's too much fucking tribalistic mechanics at work. Okay, so I'm on team with that, right? Like, let's just call it. I know some people have issues with queer. I like queer. I'm of a generation where queer was an insult. Get over it, as far as I'm concerned. But we all have our own traumas. I'm an advocate for just queer. It's just queer. Just it's fucking queer. But you're queer. Fucking I'm intersex. You're queer. But I'm asex. You're queer. But I'm fucking demi. Fucking you're queer. All right, knock it the fuck off. Right? Like I'm here for it. I get it. I'm cool with it. Everything else that she said was crazy as fuck. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go along with this revisionist version of language, right? I understand descriptive nature. I understand prescriptive nature. Is there actually, like, for real? Vosh? What the fuck? Hello. I don't think I've ever had the pleasure. I just read Contra's tweets. And as like gay, male, fucking gender fluid, blah blah blah, all that myself. My credentials. Yeah, I stay the fuck away from Twitter. That's how I maintain my sanity. Fucking I cannot abide this revisionist linguistic bullshit. Thanks for the follow, Vosh. Feel free to raid me sometime. We do anarchist education around these parts, but my community basically decided that they were going to break my brain with Destiny's clip and then Contra's tweets. Like, I can't fucking do it, man. I can't do it. You cannot be an asexual. You can't be a horny asexual who loves having sex. It's not a thing. You can't be heterosexual and be having gay sex all the time. That's not a thing. You can't do this. Oh, we're doing a fucking spin. Oh, Kez, thanks for the sub and congratulations, Vosh. You're officially an anarchist now because that's how it works. There's gonna be an A next to your symbol. Yeah, who gives a shit? Aesthetics, right? I can give you a curtsy. Why not? Jesus Christ. I wish you would have been here earlier in the stream when I was actually doing anarchist pedagogy and praxis, right? But now, like, just I can't do this. I can't do this. If, like, yeah, I'm gonna come across as a fucking boomer on this one for sure. I don't know. Lefty Grifter, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen it. There's your browsing rec tags. I gotta get some food, go to sleep, have a good stream. I'll pop in the future. Booming. Bosh, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, feel free to recommend me around. I'll take the opportunity. Vosh, also, like, can I reach out to you sometime? Love to have a conversation. Just saying. Might as well network while you're here, while I'm here. Either way, thanks for stopping by. Michael Fassbender plays a sex addict is based. Interesting. I'm cishet and I'm completely fucking lost. I'm completely fucking lost too. Would I ever debate Vosh? There's no reason to debate Vosh. I'd love to have a conversation with him though. Yeah. I believe in the dialectical exercise. I believe in rhetorical device. Oh god, fucking ankle. But I mean, if we had a topic we wanted to debate, we could agree on it for sure. Either way. Why is this a thing? I don't honestly. I'm still a little hamstrung. I'm still a little fucking. I'm a little flabbergasted at that. I don't. You can't make the argument. You can't use site-specific terms. Right? These are binary terms that you're utilizing. Yeah, Kat. Like, I'm a little... You can't use binary terminology in a spectral usage, right? Like, I can't say heterosexual is gay, right? Like, these are opposing binaries. It's magnetic poles. And if you're going to make the argument that sexuality is a spectrum, which is perfectly acceptable argument, and had Contra come at it more solidly that way, I would. And if Gen Zers, who apparently are just this nebulous entity fucking straw man that we're using at this point, are saying things like this, then I would counsel them to change the terminology that they're using, because these are accepted terms within prescriptivist spaces, and they're going to see pushback from medical community, psychological community, scientific community, just the research community in general, academia, and society at large, right? Wouldn't it be more acceptable just to say humans are pansexual? Wouldn't that be an easier argument to make? Then you can be a gay heterosexual. Heterosexuals can engage in gay sex, right? Like, this is just a stupid fucking argument to make. Gen Z is just a term for young people that are used to not feel old. Yeah. Break the binary. Yeah, like, that's the thing. It was like, if you're going to use the binary as descriptors in your attempt to break the binary, it seems like that's a stupid thing to do. You come across fucking dumb. You come across dumb. And I don't want them to come across, because I'm a fan of what Gen Z is doing with this regard. I'm a fan of what the young people are doing with this in this regard. I'm not a fucking old boomer in this way. Dude, get rid of the fucking gender shit. Fuck whoever you want to fuck. Have a good old fucking just hedonistic time. I'm for it. Look, I'm fucking for it. But you're losing people by just describing it in such a dumb ass backwards way. You're literally losing people at the fucking gate. Just Jesus Christ. Tiffany, thank you for the follow. Well, Civic, you can. You just do assign a term to that indefinite concept. That's all. If you want to create it pansexual, right? A non-binary pansexual. And you start making the argument from there. All right? Like, gender is a social construct. It's fluid in many regards. There are extremes. You know, like, this is what the Kinsey scale is about. You've got fucking heterosexual, you've got homosexual, and you've got a spectrum in between. It's not complicated. We fucking hammered this shit out pretty effectively already, I thought. But apparently we're, like, having to hash this out again? Fucking confused as shit, man. See, Gemma, that's where I get angry. Gemma said, I find ContraPoint's discourse entirely too draining. Preach. Within Gen Z spaces, I'm seeing a lot of people claiming gayness as an aesthetic, but I also get why it's problematic from an appropriation sense, especially when it has the ability to erase the important activist work the gay and lesbian community did in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. That's where I start getting angry. Yeah. I mean, we got genocided. There's no way around that. The gay community fucking got genocided. Right? That was, dude, when the United States government and fucking the system at large turned its back and let it happen. Yeah. That's fucking genocide as shit. So, like, we went through some shit. And that's where I'll get irritated. For sure.
The LGB are pretty much in the clear as far as the like Western world. Yeah, fuck Reagan. Exactly, Carpe. The LGB are pretty much in the clear as far as like the Western developed nations. It's always a fuck. Look, it's, you know, the battle lines are constantly shifting, right? But right now the trans community is like who needs the work done for sure, for sure. Hello, my fellow conservatives, says PTR41. PTR41, what's up? Do you want to talk conservative politics? Do you understand the Burkean roots of modern conservatism? Do you know who Edmund Burke is? Do you understand the context of Burkean philosophy? Do you know anything about conservatism from a political science or philosophical perspective? I'm more than happy to discuss conservatism with you. But are you ready to actually have that conversation, my friend? They never do, Chomsky. They never do. Can't we just say fuck Jets? I mean, you know, if you so wish. I am God. Your inequities are forfeit. And would you like to be an ambassador to this very nifty computer company? Exactly, Civic. Jesus Christ, they were a fucking piece of work. What do you think of Innuendo Studios alt-right playbook? You know what, Original? I don't think I've ever watched the entire thing through. I've started it a few times. All should be me. All should me. Beautiful, beautiful rhetoric. He's spamming the exact same thing over and over again. I mean, he's actually saying something. They, chances are it's a he. I had pie. I like pie. Gemma. I love the simple beauty of it. I have pie. I like pie. Honestly, it's poetic. It's truly poetic. I like it. It's they. Interesting. All right. I don't mind. They. Who is the Edmund Burke of today? Oh, God. I mean, I'd love to hear some suggestions. But, I mean, who would be... Oh, God. Do they have to be alive right now? God, see, the philosophy bit is the part that is tripping me up. Kirk, maybe? Russell Kirk? Maybe. Maybe. He died in 94. Gemma, no, see, fucking... See, that's the thing. As much as we don't like conservatives and we don't like Burkean philosophy or Edmund Burke himself, he argued, rather successfully, and he was a thinker in his own right, and he was just about maintaining the status quo. He was a monarchist, of course, but just from the aspect of, we don't want to go in with the fucking rabble-rousers because we have no idea what shitfuckery they're going to bring in, so therefore the status quo is morally more suitable and also economically more suitable. So while we have qualms with the monarchy, this is disruptive and would cause
cause upheavals in society, so we're better off with this, right? Like there's the thought process behind it, right? And so I would go with like maybe Russell Kirk. I almost went with like William F. Buckley. But you know, there's also an argument that Irving Kristol could be in the running as well. If you're not aware of who Irving Kristol is, he's the father of neoconservatism. See, this is my issue right here. Quinn, Burke was thinking a lot more deeply than any modern conservatives. This is my issue, is that Burke was actually like processing. So this is why I've got Kirk or Kristol. I did consider Buckley, but Buckley wasn't a thinker. He was a propagandist. Like the National Review is fucking Buckley's legacy. So I you know, yeah. Just basic beef pies. Good on you still. Original Nick, thank you for the follow. Honestly, some Muslim scholars might fit the bill. Yeah, and those are names that I do not know. So, hey, Willada. Bill O'Reilly. Yeah, no. Let's see. Jesus Christ, Civic. I just read your mom's idea of Ritalin comment. Biden is unironically like classical conservative nightmare. I mean, maybe in the propagandized version of their reality, but I can't imagine that, like, I mean, he is classically conservative. How do you feel about do or die vegans? Fuck them. Fuck them. There's a great essay on, here. There you go. Locked and loaded. I had that fucking ready for you. Kez, I've always got it ready. Veganism, Why Not? An Anarchist Perspective, by Peter Gelderloos. Sorry. Yeah. Like it fails a number of critiques. And so, yeah, there's literally an anarchist argument against that. Oh, no, I didn't want to close that. I want to keep that up. Okay, so do I need to, like, Kat seems to be on this. So what are some things you can think of on your own that would be better for humanity? Mutual aid, dual power structures, empathy, learning how to increase your circle of empathy. If you don't understand a circle of empathy concept, you can ask. But increasing your empathetic response distance, that's your circle of empathy. Increasing your empathetic response distance, creating dual power structures with your within your locality. Also, by the way, vote down ticket. I know anarchists find good night, Puka. I know that anarchists find like dealing and interacting with the state to be super cringe, and you know, in the case of like Emma Goldman, she would just castigate you. She'd castigate. She'd castrate you. But it's the number one thing you can do to engage in harm reduction in your immediate community, especially if you live in smaller townships rather than huge cities, but also in huge cities. So yeah, free association, mutual aid, education. These are some of the things that you should be doing. Oh, that's a fucking name that I don't trust for 1 second at all. But I suppose thank you for the follow either way. If you aren't a bot. Teaching collectivism over individualism and cooperation over competition. Carpe. You know George Carlin's rule. Who's got time for solutions?
We don't have time for that shit, right? There's fucking money to make. There's a widget bolt that we have to grind out. We need a new 3-sided widget bolt. God damn it! Who cares if it kills a kid on the highway? Props to you if you understand that reference. Aw, sweetheart, boo-boo, Pookie. My point is more so that Biden is still someone who furthers a globalized liberal democracy than further than Burke would have abhorred, and general social positions would definitely not have followed either. See, that's the thing. I think if you transplanted Burke, I think if the situation was as it was now, Burke would be the same, right? Like Burke would say that the globalized liberal democracy is the status quo. Therefore, shifting or changing it would be the anti-conservative or non-conservative position. I think if you like transposed him into today's reality and like you just sort of erased his memory of the monarchy and the French Revolution and shit like that and put him like just Burke's philosophy today, I think you'd probably end up with, you would want to further globalized liberal democracy because that is the status quo, and upheaval of that would, I would suspect that. Kez, tell him to fuck off. I mean, there's more nuanced conversation to have around that, but I mean, if yeah. Do we have an idiot? Do we have an idiot? Aw, boo-boo, Pookie. Oh, we have an all caps idiot. I know, right? Like there's nothing that gives away a brilliant mind, right? Hey, Voss, why are you attacking chat? Come on. I'm the focus here. Parasocial attention. This is what I thrive on, right? I'm a streamer. I need the attention. Isn't there any hate that you can direct my way? Why is it all going to chat? Just so you know, Cupcake, fucking, you just got some Jew hate. Just so you know. It got blocked, but just so you know. Thank you, PTR. Modern so-called conservatives are reactionary crybabies who get butthurt about being told off being disrespectful cuts. That's fair. You already used that one. Yeah, Shiloh, right? We'll entertain it for a moment. Oh no, not the Jew hate. Yeah, it's always, dude, it's always right there with these idiots. Can you help me clean my pants? Your mother is a whore. Crix, all you got is your mom's a whore, man. It's like low tier. It's like middle school fucking shit, right? Like I would feel left out if I were Crix. Fucking. They have a real bee in their bonnet about you. Yeah, they do. Caboose, do me next. Lather. Just lather. Just that hate. That fucking hate gets us off, man. Fucking cat, do me next. Tankies hate me, bro. Dude. China is capitalist and Stalin was a fucking idiot. Oh, and Lysenko was a fucking epic grade idiot who was not a good scientist, who could barely qualify as the term scientist. Just hey, while we're at it. Stalin was a pedophile. I don't disagree, Foss, but I'm gonna err on the side. I'm gonna err on the side of caution on that one.
Oh, Stalin didn't only want to work with Hitler, Stalin did work with Hitler. That kind of hate, it opens and cleans the pores, as well as a good sauna and a mud bath. This Voss character makes me miss 90s AOL chat rooms. I come in, the first thing I hear is Stalin was a pedophile. Hey, Matic. Hitler wouldn't give up a bit of Europe that Stalin wanted. That's the only reason it didn't go further. Hey, Lucas. I love when left-wing anarchists shit on tankies. Dude, oh, Lucas, fucking, you capitalists are fucking just, we've written you off, basically. But yeah, no, we hate them just, like, probably more than we hate you guys. Probably. Because they come from our side. It's like, oh, God damn it. Can't we get rid of these people already? It's like that friend of a friend that made it to the party, right? Your buddy fucking made it into the party. And like your buddy brought a friend to the party and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, this guy, right? Like that's basically how everybody on the left feels about tankies. It's like, oh, fuck me, this dude, we were having a good time. We're drinking, we're smoking some bud. We were fucking, there's a little bit of fucking going on upstairs. And now fucking Western degeneracy is the cause of, you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, tankies, man. They're just a buzzkill. You just want them to go away every time they come around. You just, oh, here we go. Stop stealing my oxygen. I'm gonna piss on your grave when diabetes gets you. Diabetes gets me? Me? Do you see me? Do you think this is a diabetic body? Holy shit, man. Nobody will miss you, useless sack of piss, waste man, dickhead, loser, keep coping about Taliban's kicking your ass, Yankee dipshits. Oh, fuck, that feels good. I mean, type 1 maybe, Kez. Alright, Kvoss. Everybody see how brain dead us lib shits are. So, like, are you a lib shit, Voss? Because you said us. So, are you a lib shit? Because I'm an anarchist. I'm not a liberal. But I'm sure you have a deep political science education, as evidenced by your rhetoric. The most failed, pathetic losers in history. Leftist in U.S. equals dipshit cucks. Dipshits cucks. Love the pluralization. English isn't your first language, I take it. And if it is, oh, you poor thing. Sounds like this guy's projecting hard. It's funny knowing that he might actually be Taliban. I know, right? They're like on the fucking internet now and shit, right, Kat? Like, that's a crazy fucking thing. There really could be Taliban fucking members on Twitch and shit now. Fucking A. You're a libtard Kai cuck. Well, they know my name. Whoever it is knows my name. So, don't you understand? Like, we're getting off on this, man. Does that not, like, comprehend for you? Hey, Raphael. Yeah, Civic. Well, if the Taliban send this guy, they didn't send their best. I mean, oh, Gemma, I think that it's the same one. They just are burning through accounts very quickly because people are reporting their account. Yeah. So Raphael, Kat, Raphael again, Kez, and Crix. Voss said that you should have been aborted, that you're cuck viruses, and you're the scummiest things on the planet. Oh. Apparently, they already nuked both Kez and I should keep coping. Cuckolding is a proud and brave chill vibe. Oh, did Lucas ask something? I'm sorry, I missed. Oh, okay, yeah, Cat got it covered. I'm a cuck virus and I am highly contagious. So are you an anarchist just to be relevant or to make change happen? PTR, I've been an anarchist for basically my entire life, right? To one extent or another. I grew up listening to fucking Guthrie and shit. I was in the punk rave and like activist scene by probably 14, 15. I was an Occupy organizer as well. I've been engaged in direct action since my late teen years, through my 20s. I've been an anarchist theory head since about 27, 28. I've engaged in anarchist education, outreach, and activism. So I've made change happen. I've created anarchists. I've, guided people on their journey. I've fed the homeless using hierarchical organizational structures, anarchism. I don't need to have a pissing contest at this point in my life. I'm satisfied. Okay, you can call bullshit all you want, but your word means nothing. You're a reactionary conservative who likes to troll. Do you think that for a second your calling bullshit will irritate me in some way? Right? Like you literally aren't important enough in my world to affect me. So call bullshit. That's okay. You're allowed to. Be interesting if you had a critique. Be interesting if you could engage in the dialectical exercise and you could use proper rhetorical device. But, I suppose the position that you hold is just bullshit. So you're welcome to it. That person was boring me though. The all capitals. Quick PTR. Define dialectical exercise. Quick. Type. No Google. Type. Come on, you can do it. Matic, I think it's because he's not a native English speaker, or it's just straight copy pasta. I don't know. And I'm going to report that account a little bit. Just give me a second. Report. Yeah, we'll just go with threats and harm. You know what? Hate speech, harassment, or abuse. There we go. Oh, Shiloh, you're one of the special ones then. They're sending you fucking DMs. I have 14 dialect NFTs available if anyone's buying. Nice. Carpe, the fact that you've got your whispers open, Carpe, that's crazy to me, man. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. Cat got DM too. Yeah, that's, yeah. You got to be on a friends list to DM me. That ain't flying. Fuck that. Again, PTR, you still haven't defined dialectical exercise or dialectics at all. Like, not that let's see. Yeah, no.
Carpe, where's that setting? It's under your account settings. Carpe, let's, account settings, go to your account settings, and then I think it's security and privacy. And then, yeah, block whispers from stranger under the privacy section. Yeah, the fact that you had that open, like, whoof. Like, Jesus, man. That's not a thing I would do. Oh, Luke. All the chuds on my stream are better. They haven't threatened my life yet. Shiloh, you're not living if you haven't gotten a death threat. Dude, yeah, we get, they're adorable and their anger is precious. Exactly, Carpe. I just don't have time for it, right? Like, my whispers are, fucking Matic. Feel free to send me hate whispers. I never check them anyway. All whispers sent to me are assumed to be a request for me to cuck someone's mother, and nothing will change my mind. Quinn, all I'm saying here, Quinn, is that I heard that too. People are saying, I heard that people are saying, I'm just saying that, like, I read it, that in fact is truth, that whispers sent to an account named Quinn Better are all requests for that person to cuck the sender's mother. I've read it online and people are talking about it. People are saying it. Many people are. I'm just saying. What do I know? Mate, if you haven't got death or rape threats, you're not trying hard enough. I don't think I've gotten any rape threats yet, Kez. As a skinny little white gay dude, I'm kind of used to the rape threats, but I haven't gotten any. I don't think. Plenty of death threats. But yeah, I don't think I've gotten any rape threats yet. They don't stand out, at least. The best is when they call you the devil or some variation. Yeah, violent. Our favorite is degenerate. It became so common that I embraced it and turned it into a pretty fucking bitchin' animated logo even. I love being called a degenerate. I'm proud of it. I'm proudly degenerate. No, I'm an anarchist, Lucas. I don't... Here's the issue. Ansocian, Ancom, Ansin, fucking even Anprim, right? They have an end goal, right? I'm an anarchist. I don't think we'll be achieving this in my lifetime. So all I am for at the end of the day is informing and teaching and educating anarchistic theory and praxis, and in teaching people how to engage in forms of direct action, mutual aid, and free association, right? I'm an anarchist. That first, foremost, and primary, I'm an anarchist. Ancoms have a goal. I don't have a goal. Well, Lucas, if you're a capitalist, you can't be an anarchist. Or at least you're being a hypocritical anarchist if you're being simultaneously a capitalist. Engaging in the capitalist machine, understanding that it is an oppressive, coercive machine that you have no choice but to engage in, understanding that there is no ethical consumption under capitalism, fine, that's perfectly fine. But if you embrace it, you advocate for it, and you tout it as a potential solution, then anarchism, being a philosophical criticism of hierarchy, coercive systems, and oppressive systems, would inform you that capitalism is inherently coercive, inherently hierarchical, and inherently oppressive. Therefore, anarchism would advocate for the removal and replacement of capitalism just as it would the state. The state fails to meet those qualifications as well, thus why we advocate for removal of the state. It's not just anarchists are anti-state. It's that anarchism is a philosophical and ideological set of beliefs that lead one to a critique through a lens of analysis that the state is unable to justify its authority or its existence. Thus, it needs dismantling or replacement thereof. Capitalism fails to meet that same clear that same hurdle. If you are just anti-state, you're not an anarchist. You're just an anti-statist.
So there you go.
And anarchists are, yeah, you're an anti-statist. You're not an anarchist. You're an anti-statist. Just like Scott. Just like Scott. He's not an anarchist. He's an anti-statist capitalist. That's all. No school of anarchism accepts ANCAP as a philosophy. Not a single one. It is a self-contained entity that is of inorganic origin. See Murray Rothbard on this one. It was a purposeful, bad faith linguistic construct set forth by Murray Rothbard. No anarchists accept ANCAPs. Not a single school of anarchism, not a single segment of anarchism accepts ANCAPs. There's none of them. It's not a thing. It's like saying up-downism. Anarchism and capitalism are antithetical to one another. Just the way it is. So, all right, let's fucking... Are you of the dialectical view that anarchism is the final phase after capitalism and then socialism? Quinn, here's my position on that matter. Example in a worker co-op is both a redistribution of the proceeds of the enterprise and an elimination of the unnecessary hierarchies. It's anarchism and socialism working together. Here is to Carpe's point and to Quinn's question. You cannot achieve communism through communism. You can achieve communism through anarchism. Thus proving or further elaborating or solidifying Carpe's point, right? The way that you achieve those actual non-hierarchical or hierarchical organizational structures, the empowerment of the proletariat, right? The empowerment of the worker. You get there through empowering the worker, not subsuming their power, not placing them under someone else's authority, thus as evidenced by USSR, Marxist, Leninist, Maoist, fucking centralizing authoritarian communism. You don't empower the worker by disempowering the worker. If you want to empower the worker, and anarchism allows you to do that. Thus, you can arrive at socialism or communism through anarchism. But trying to do centralizing authoritarian socialism or communism is self-defeating, as evidenced by USSR and China. All right, China just turned to capitalism. Dengism. It's just fucking state-run capitalism at the end of the day. Sorry. Yes, exactly, Anarchism enables socialism and communism. If you want to get to those goals, if those are your goals, you need to use anarchism to get there. It's the only way you're going to get there. Just straight up. It's the only one that will allow you and enable you to do that. So, I'm an anarchist. You're welcome, Quinn. I despise authority, and that's why I can't relate to MLs at all. Dude, pooped my pants off. I fucking feel you. All right, I need to scroll back down. Jesus Christ. It was just left it fucking, I was working off of that. Socialism with Chinese characteristics. It's capitalism with fucking Chinese characteristics. As a Mao fan, oh God, it's like being a fucking R. Kelly fan at this point, Versa. Sorry, truth. As a Mao fan, even we Mao fans and or Maoists, we also hate Dengism. Anyone would think I might have made that talking point before, right? Yeah, Gemma, it's almost like I might have been talking about these topics for couple of minutes. It might be that I'm familiar with these concepts. Sad. But maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm flying by the seat of my pants and I'm a really good improver. Greg Proops, fucking step aside.
Oh, no true Scotsman like a motherfucker up in here, Lucas. That's not capitalism. It's corporatism or fucking economic fascism. Ah, yes. So what actually is capitalism then, Lucas? Can we ever achieve capitalism? Because you fucking ANCAPs, you fucking neolibertarian types constantly laud this concept of capitalism, but also it never seems achievable. It's not a goal that can be arrived at, apparently. So I would love to know what the qualifications. Thank you, Pooped. Thank you for the biddies too. Lucas, now you're just arguing in bad faith, and I refuse to address it at that point. Yeah, I know what that is. So, like, I refuse to engage in that. Yeah, Cupcake, he is. It's cronyism, a corporatism. Spoiler, you can't save capitalism by adding or removing a qualifier. The call is coming from inside the house. It's what we think capitalism seems effectively to do is collapse every 7 years. A tanky just whispered me. Oh, Versa. Yeah, it happens all the fuck time. Communist capitalism, that conservative lady. Oh, oh, Jesus. Cat. I fucking love your response. That was brilliant, Cat. Close my whispers, peace and quiet. Yeah, Carpe, fucking dude, you gotta just your close compatriots, fucking friend them, and that's it. But I mean, yeah, you gotta close those fucking whispers. There's idiot me, idiot me agreed to be on Scott's ANCAP panel. I might need a private coaching lesson beforehand. Joe, you gotta show up sober. Not, I smoked a little weed earlier in the day, I'm good. Not, I only had 2 beers. You gotta show up sober, man. I'm telling you right now. He'll eat you fucking alive. Yeah, sober. Like, not like German sober, but like American puritanical sober. Yeah, like you gotta actually be sober. Sober like Red Bull and 5-hour energy sober. I also chose to show up to said panel, Kat said. Not a clue how I'm going to do because I haven't refined my debate skills in a long time. I love that Scott didn't even bother inviting me. I love that. I'd fucking eat that shit alive. Everybody knows it. Everybody fucking knows it. I'd eat that shit alive. Sorry. I don't go in for the debate bro shit. And I love that, like, yeah. Fuck it. Versa. Alcohol is banned here, so I'm just oblivious. Oh, Versa. Yep. Num. Wait, hang on. I'm seeing tags for me. Wait, how sober is that? Like less than 3 beers in the morning? Viva, another German. Swear to God, you fucking Germans are amazing. Tiffany, anarchism is immediately achievable. It's immediately achievable. You're looking at anarchism is some sort of macro organizational structure, right? Like neoliberal democracy. Anarchism is a lens of analysis and a set of philosophies that you use to engage in your environment and interpersonal relationships with. It's also an organizing modality. So if you want to create an organizational structure using anarchistic philosophies and modalities of operation, you can. But anarchism is immediately achievable. There is a global organization feeding the hungry in 100 and I forget how many countries now, 135, completely anarchistically organized, right? Food, not bombs, right? Doing more to feed people than you are right now. Bunch of fucking anarchists. I would say that qualifies as achieved. It's reached, right? We could talk about Trumbleplex, an anarchistic commune outside of Detroit, Michigan, that has residential complexes, an art and theater space, a library, their own internet, right? We could talk about Cospaya, that was an anarchistic region in Italy that lasted for 375 years, longer than the U.S. has existed. Sounds like that was reachable. We could talk about Zomia, a loosely anarchistically organized group that includes 100 million people across Southeast Asia, reaching into near Russia. We could talk about the Zapatistas that use anarchistic organizing principles for some of their governing modalities. They're still around. Seems like that was reached, right? We could talk about the anarcho-syndicalists in Puerto Real, Spain, that basically came from the workers' syndicalist movement in the ports that ended up taking over, to a huge extent, the politics of the local region, and are now governing basically they're guiding the environmental, educational, and healthcare policies of the city, right? Sounds like it was reached. But you're looking for a state of anarchism. We don't believe in the state. They were communitarian, Lucas. They were anarchistic, anarcho-communitarians. They ran it like a family. I have written essays on Cospaya. Trust me. I'm more than familiar. I've spoken to people native from the region. Right? I have an invitation to go to their Day of Sovereignty, their festival that celebrates. Right? Like they were organized communitarianly. They were basically running things like a family. They used elder panels if there were judicial issues that they needed dealing with, that, like, you know, okay, so we trust them and them and them, and you know, we'll get an ad hoc group going. But 375 years with no laws, no police, no judges, no military. Yeah. And they outcompeted and fucking outperformed all of the surrounding region because they didn't have the moralism that the papal states had with the production of tobacco. So they immediately went in for the resource that would have netted them the most boon. Also, they accepted the Jewish immigrants when the Catholics started persecuting them en masse across the papal states as well. They became a haven for Jewish refugees for a little bit. The Jewish refugees ran their warehouses for them, for the tobacco crop. I should really start drinking again, says Kez. I'm too afraid of slipping back into addiction, so I won't. Oh yeah, Kez, don't risk it. Build it fucking. Anarchism is very interesting to a fledgling leftist. Quinn, if you want to read more, there's a reading list. I think it's !reading. There's a reading list on my website of like newbies, or, you know, depending on how you want to approach it. It's broken into like 3 different tiers of like how you want to approach it, how ambitious you are with your reading. So there's recommendations on there for you with links out. And also, Quinn, if you're not already, I would suggest joining the Discord community, because there's a whole bunch of us there and you can avail yourself of resources. And if you are around long enough, more resources become available. I'll just put it that way. Yeah. Once you've been around the community for a while and we feel you out, doors open. It's like that. We just disagree on what a just hierarchy is. Lucas, I'm gonna buy all of the rights to the air and water around your property, and I'm gonna charge you for them. Perfectly allowable within a capitalist hierarchy, and completely coercive and oppressive. Does not meet a justification. Does not meet a qualification of anarchism at all, but is perfectly acceptable within a capitalist modality. It fails on the first fucking challenge, man.
It fails on the first fucking challenge. That's common property. Oh, interesting. So is the land common property as well? Cat, a syndicate could. Yeah. That's why it's only a step in the right direction. It's not a solution. It's still operating within a coercive, oppressive system. It's just a way to empower the worker, the working class. Yeah. Totally could, though. Food not bombs is love. Yes, it is. You're getting pooped my pants off. I'm getting whispers from Voss. I replied, you seem like a nice person. Want to be friends? No reply. Aw, pooped my pants. I'm sorry. They seemed like a really interesting person who would have been a valuable friend moving forward in this world. For sure. For sure. I understand the FOMO that you're feeling right now, that you missed out on an opportunity to, you know, have somebody who will be there for you, who's truly empathetic and be there in those moments of weakness and a shoulder to cry on if you need it. For sure. Yeah, I feel you on that. Fucking ridiculous, isn't it, man? Versa, I didn't know you did photography. Nice. I dabble in a lot of stuff. I've done videography. I've done photography. I prefer photography. Videography is too much work. Yeah. And Quinn, if you want the Discord link, it's !Discord or it's down below. Where's Vosh with his coconut analogy? What did Carpe say? Hold on. Oh, and you finally get your Soros checks. Yeah, if you become a leftist, you get your Soros checks. Lotta. Debating minarchist capitalist is just hitting yourself with a hammer. Oh, yeah. Except, Tiffany, there is no such thing as anarcho-capitalism. That's the whole point of that spiel. That's the whole point of understanding anarchist philosophy. That's the whole point of understanding the underpinnings of the ethics, meta-ethics, and analysis modalities of anarchism, right? This is when people just assume anarchism is about state bad. They glom on to this one instance. They're like, I hate the government and it's fucking me. And therefore, anarchists hate the government and hate the state. I'm an anarchist. It's about so much more than that. And it shows a fundamental ignorance of what anarchism is when that occurs. Flat out. ANCAPs are dumb as shit when it comes to anarchism. They don't understand anarchism. They're just anti-statist fucking edgelords born of Murray Rothbard's inorganic bad faith argument, which he did intentionally and he admitted to. Done. Nice textures. Agreed. Some land is, some land isn't. By the way, my Soros payment came late again. That's unacceptable. Viva, I'll talk to my CIA handler. Was watching a video about Nicaragua earlier, and the leftist women reporting actually mentioned how Soros is working to overthrow the leftist government there. Quinn, I love it. I fucking love it. Oh. Shiloh, Antifa didn't pay me this month. Kez, I haven't been paid in a year, bloody Soros. Kez,
Kez, you have to file your name change with Soros, man. It's fucking, you gotta keep it up. It's probably going to somebody else now, right? Like you did? Oh, well, fuck. Again, I'll forward that to my CIA handler. You absolutely did. Well, I mean, fuck, it's bureaucracy. What are you gonna do, right, man? Pickaxe-a-roni. It's usually the first argument they'll make is contracts. The second one is dibs with guns. Oh yeah, PT ran off. Voss. PT ran off. That wasn't a person who could hang with high level discussion. Caboose, wait, you guys are getting paid? Fake news. PT's still here. PT, we've been literally engaging in dialectical exercise this entire fucking time, and you're silent through the whole thing, right? Art or practice of achieving, of engaging or achieving truth through exchange of logical arguments. Literally what we've been doing for like, I don't know, 45 minutes or an hour, and you've been just fucking silent through the whole thing. What the fuck, man? Missed opportunities. Sag. What did Sitting say? Trump 2021 or 2022? Oh, PTR. PTR. Ad hominem? You're just going to go ad hom? Ah, well. You know what? I hit you first. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Turnabout's fair play. I'll take that fucking lick. But we're squared up then at that point. Like, homie, don't you have anything to put in on this? Like, Lucas has been going to bat for fucking ANCAPs, and we've been, right? Like, Trump 2023, let's do this, right? Like, you haven't had shit to say, man. What we got? Oh, yes. Yes. My 1,000 times yes. Fucking Charlotte Music Wife, you are my hero. I don't care what you did. I'm not reading that. Charlotte Music Wife. You know what? I'm gonna fucking follow that shit. I'm throwing Charlotte Music Wife a fucking follow just on that principle alone. Just on principle alone, man. Fuck yes. That's Charlotte Music Wife and I. We're fucking. We get each other. Holy shit. Yeah, I know, right? Fucking A, Gemma. Yeah, amorous, because fucking capitalists. They're all greedy, awful human beings. They all think that they're going to be the next Bezos. Like, oh, I'll be the next Elon Musk. Sure. Sure you will. You fucking peasant. It's 1,000% pro-Trump stream. Why didn't you ask earlier? Kat, I really wish I wasn't such a drama whore. Kat, you know, when I was your age, I would have gone in for it. For sure. For sure. I was there. Maybe not to the extent you are, but I was there around your age. Now it's just, you get older. Trust me, by like 28 on the outside, you'll just be like, yeah, I don't have the energy for this shit anymore. Like, that's just whatever. I don't give a shit. Temporarily embarrassed landlords. Rothbard's theory of justice is so very fucked, Ron Hussein. Rothbard himself is just fucked. Is just fucked. Everything born of Murray Rothbard has basically poisoned the well. It's ridiculous.
Critics, yeah, they are. They're fucking delusional. Good point, Cat. Good fucking point. Apparently the kid's dad is making gumbo, says Kez. The embarrassment has interest. And I fucking love gumbo and jambalaya. PTR. You claim to be a conservative. Have you ever read Adam Smith? You know, the father of capitalism. You ever read any Adam Smith? Nope. It's what I expected. It's what I expected. Yeah. Cool. I'm sure we'll be able to engage in such brilliant discourse between each other. You have no educational founding on political science or economics, it seems like, and you want to engage in a dialectical exercise with me. You have to be able to engage in logical rhetoric for that to occur. And for that to occur, you have to have some level of knowledge. You can't even discuss capitalism at an elevated level. How would I engage in a dialectical exercise with you? You're ignorant of the foundations of capitalism even. This is sad. And this is the problem with your camp, Lucas, is you guys don't read foundational texts. You read reinterpretations by other people rather than the foundational texts. This is why ANCAPs don't even understand anarchism, is because they've read none of the foundational texts of anarchism. Just like you haven't read the foundational texts of capitalism. Anyway. ANCAPs, man. Fucking goofy fucking neolibertarians. I wish they'd just own up to the fact that they're fucking libertarians. Look at that. Mitre's doing well. Mitre's doing well. Good on him. I'm so happy for him. All right. I'm going to check some fucking people here.
Not something I've heard of, and I do try to keep on top of this shit.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah. You're most likely right, because they can track information other ways. It's a fair tactic.
Are you McLean's showing? Yep.
Basically.
I kind of want to... Okay, you know what? That's enough for me to trust. That's enough for me to trust. Cool. Oh, meat was just rated by Radical. Okay, by Maniac. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. I'm done. I'm done. I had a fucking run. Right? I had a fucking run. It's been a night. I need to make food. I still gotta fucking make food. Carpe, I'm going to raid over. I've raided over to Bidawin before a few times. I'm going to raid over to this real Radhom. Never raided into them. And they're painting miniatures. So, and discussing politics. So, I mean, you know what? Yeah, a little bit. If you guys want to jump into voice chat on fucking Discord, I'll be there for a little bit after stream. You as well, Gemma. You as well. Lucas, catch you later, man. You took a beating, but I love people who can take beatings at least. Carpe, I'm about to fucking make some food and fucking hang out in VC with some of the community members. Good night to those who deserve it. Everyone, everyone take care of yourselves. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We'll see. I still want to watch that cult movie. Bye.